Oh, my.
Unbelievable.
One more for the record books.
Nothing's gonna stop us.
At the buzzer, knocks it down.
Kick is up.
Yes! He made it! Yes! Reverse layup is good with 5 seconds left.
Put 6 on my stat. First title in program history.
Being an in-state kid, everything that I wanted in the school was right at home.
Every coach has a toolbox, and every tool is from another coach.
Camaraderie, be able to hang out with each other and be together.
Takes it all the way for the touchdown.
Led by a future Badger.
I'm very excited for this kid because he is brilliant.
What an absolute javelin toss. He's going to throw a jump pass and complete it for the 2-point conversion to Hawk.
Hunter, you there?
Put the extra.
Excellently timed on my part.
Wow. It's good! Oh, my.
By the way, you have a 1-minute break coming out of this, so I guess just do it whenever. But
thank you so much for all you guys do for high school sports.
Guys, I got goosebumps.
Got it.
What are you going to ask for?
Got it.
The biggest games, the most compelling stories, the area's best high school sports coverage.
Last things, whenever I lower it, you're on.
Presentation of PrepMania on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
We are moments away from the opening kickoff here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. For nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. So, Dennis, the DeForest Norskis won the coin toss. They chose to receive, so they will be back to return this one. They'll have number 8, Parker Rogala, as well as number 15, Carter Morrison, will be the two back to return. The Stoughton Vikings will be kicking from right to left on your ESPN Madison radio dials, and they're all white uniforms with purple numbers. It's an end-over-end kick taken by Rogala at the 15. Rogala up the middle, 20, then brought down at the 35. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 35 to start for the senior quarterback Max Mitchell and the Norskis offense.
20 yards on the return, not too bad to start out the game here.
The DeForest Norskis in their home purple uniforms with yellow numbers and a yellow stripe down the side, and their yellow helmets.
And Noah Sarbacher is not on the field. He is got a jersey on, but not playing tonight.
Play action on first down for Mitchell goes to Grundall on the screen to the near side. He's at the 35, 40, 45, and brought down at the 49 on the near side. So right away getting the fullback / tight end involved early for the Norskis for the 6'3 senior Tucker Grundall.
14 yards on that completion. Yeah, he's a fullback, but he has not rushed at all this year. 19th reception.
1st and 10 at their own 49. Ball's on the near hash mark going from left to right. Grundall and Accardi going to motion from the right side over to the left. Mitchell will be in the pistol. He'll hand it off to Carter. Carter goes to the left side. He's across midfield and brought down at the Stoughton 47.
Ben Harmon, 54 on the tackle.
Brought down by Ben Harmon, gain of 3
Makes it
2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7. The Norskis go quickly back to the line, a receiver on each side of the formation. Mitchell in the pistol again. He's going to look to throw, fires to the far side, has a completion to Glenn. Glenn close to the first down, sticks. His forward momentum is stopped close to the 40. They'll give him enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 40.
On the play from the Stoughton 40-yard line.
And both coaches think this game has got a possibility of being one of those 40 to 30 games, shootouts. So
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, let's get some action going here tonight.
Exactly. The Norskis with a 1st and 10 stay with that 2-receiver set. Grundall to the far side, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 35, out at the 33. So the Norskis moving the ball really easily here to start, Dennis.
Yeah, and for Stoughton, defense has been a problem this year, giving up 120 yards passing a game, 231 yards rushing, so 352 overall.
2nd down and 3 after the gain of 7. 2 receiver set. They're going to bring Powers into motion. Play action. Mitchell's going to fire it deep down the far sideline, and Accardi has it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Norskies. Jackson Accardi with the huge play.
33 yards on that completion. Nice little dance move about the 5-yard line there with a defender and another 2 Norskies in the same area, which you don't like to see, but caught the pass, kind of dance, a little sidestep into the end zone, big play.
Ugalde will be on for the extra point. And Dennis, I didn't even see Accardi. I thought that they were throwing it up for Glenn, and all of a sudden Accardi cut underneath the pass and was able to just walk in along that far sideline. Ugalde's extra point is up, and it is good. 7-0, and there is a flag here late, so we'll wait before we was about to go and take a timeout, but we're going to have to wait. 10:35 left in the first quarter. So it's a running into a kicker penalty, so it's 7-0 our score. 10:35 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout as you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
To get the scoring going here early, and just a huge play for this DeForest offense to get going. And, you know, one of your keys to the game for Stoughton was they need a big play, but DeForest was the one to get the big play to start.
You can see why they were so eager to take the kickoff. 5 plays, 65 yards, 118 time of the drive. Big play, 33 yards, and then that drive, 4 completions. 4 of 4 for 62 yards for Max Mitchell, who was a tight end last year and now moves in with the graduation of last year's quarterback.
Ugalde's kick is a sidewinding one that goes into the end zone over the head of Logan Hedstrom. That'll be a 1st and 10 at the 20 to start for the Stoughton Vikings. And Dennis, 10:35 to go in the first quarter. You're already trailing 7-0 if you're Stoughton.
65 yards in 78 seconds, sort of like that drive they had in the state championship game in 2019. Where they had to go so many yards and they had less than 2 minutes and boom, right down the field. Wow, that was an aggressive play. And I tell you, Max Mitchell has really stepped up the last few weeks now. He had 3 touchdown passes against Mount Horeb, and that seemed to have lit a fire under him.
Drew Vinny is in at quarterback. He starts in the pistol. It's a chin-high snap, hands it off up the middle to Bo Iverson. He picks up about 1.5 yards on first down.
Gain of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 8.
We're not going to have any Cole Sarbacher running the ball tonight, so we're going to get a lot of Bo Iverson and Logan Hedstrom, number 16, also will be carrying the rock a little bit tonight. But this will be a big one. A lot of pressure on Vinny at quarterback. He's got some great receivers in Sawyer Shipper, Chris Cooksey, and Jay Johnson to throw to.
And Vinny's got 8 touchdowns on the year at quarterback. Another high snap. He rolls out to the near side, looking down the field. Throws to the near sideline. It's a one-handed grab by Mason Richter, and they'll say he was inbounds. That's a pickup of 12 on 2nd down. It'll be a 1st down for Stoughton.
Yeah, the one receiver I did mention, the H-back, was Richter. Came in with 6 catches, averaging 17 yards a catch. And I got 14 on that one.
The one-handed grab on the sideline gets a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They're at their own 34, just inside 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, trailing DeForest 7-0. Vinny's in the pistol, deuces to the left, single receiver to the right. He'll fake the handoff to Iverson, then keeps it, goes up the middle, gets across the 40 before he's met by a horde of Norskis. Be close to the first down. They'll give him 8 on that quarterback keeper. Makes it 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, that's one thing. We've got a lot of quarterbacks in the area become dual threat. We saw that last night. 198 yards rushing for Gabe Piscini for Middleton. And that's one thing that Coach Jason Becker wants to see more out of Vinny is using his feet. He had 21 rushes for 7 yards coming in. So I think that's going to improve tonight.
2nd and 2, handoff to Iverson. Iverson's going to be close to the first down. They'll say he's down at the 45. So the pickup of 3 will give the Vikings a new set of downs.
Hope you practice your touchdown call tonight. I got a feeling you're going to be calling an awful lot, Hunter.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Big 12 or the Pac-12 after dark sort of games. Give me those big 50 to 48 type of games. Absolutely love high-scoring games.
Need a calculator to figure out the scorebook afterwards.
1st and 10 at the 45. Vinny's in the pistol as he straddles his own 40. He's going to bring Shipper into motion from the right side over to the left, roll out to the far side. Vinny looking down the field, and now he's going to just try and run with it. Gets across the line of scrimmage, and he's shoved out of bounds after a pickup of 2.
Good decision there, roamed, and don't throw it away. Didn't throw it away. Got a couple yards out of it, but don't throw a pick.
So Vinny, after the scramble, they'll actually only give him a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 at the 46 of Stoughton. 8:31 on the clock. The Vikings trail the Norskis 7-0 here in the first quarter. It was a touchdown on the opening drive for DeForest, a 33-yard touchdown catch. Shipper gets the push pass forward, coming to his left, and he's brought down at midfield. Picks up 4. So he was brought down. That was number 23. Mitchell Anderson was there on the stop for the Norskis. 3rd down and 5 now as the clock ticks down to 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ball's at midfield on the near hash mark. Iverson in the pistol, 2 receivers to his left with Johnson and Shipper, then a single receiver to the right, Cooksey up at the top of the formation. Play action, fires it to Richter. Richter has enough for the first down. He's inside the 40, the 35, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Well, Mason Richter with another great completion, or great catch, the throw by Vinny.
Yeah, he came in with just 6 catches. He could double that tonight. They've got so many good receivers, so many weapons they're trying to shut down, and right now looks like he's been running free.
Last week he had 3 catches for 82 yards. He's already got 2 catches. It's a 1st and 10 at the Norskis' 35. Vinny's going to keep on the read option and just plow forward inside the 30. And he's finally stopped at the 28.
Gavin Vandervalde and 43 Owen Larson on that stop.
Pickup of 7 on first down, brings up 2nd and 3. Ball's going to stay on that far hash mark, or the right hash mark, as the Vikings go from right to left. And look over to that far sideline to get their play. It's now 2nd down and 3 inside 7 minutes. Vinny in the pistol yet again. Shipper comes into motion from the slot right over to the left side. Vinny hands it off to Iverson. Iverson starts to his right, then cuts upfield. He's inside the 25 and has another first down for Stoughton.
We saw Vinny week 2 again, or was it week 1 against Wisconsin Rapids? First career start. He's definitely improved over the last 4 weeks.
That's what you always like to see from a junior quarterback if you're a head coach, or head coach Jason Becker. Just see those guys slowly improve over the year, and hopefully by the end of the season when you're into the playoffs, they're playing their best football. 1st and 10 at the DeForest 24. There'll be trips to the left for Vinny out of the pistol, single receiver to the right. Iverson's a yard behind him. Vinny has to jump for the snap, fires to the left side, nearly intercepted. He wanted Sawyer Shipper on a quick button hook that time, but it went through his hands and incomplete.
That was a tough one to catch. It was kind of a rocket there. and looked like, was it Vandervelde 28 on that one? I think it was a Mitchell Anderson. Was that an 8 or a 3 there? Yeah, the ball was tipped there. That was prime interception time.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10. Another high snap. Vinny has pressure coming, shakes off a defender. He's got Iverson open on the right side. Iverson 10-5, touchdown Vikings. The 24-yard touchdown pass. They let Bo Iverson get wide open, and he just scampered into the end zone.
I love it. DeForest had 5 plays to score. Stone said, we'll take a little longer. They went 10 plays.
Well, they just had to double them up, just show them up a little bit that we can just go and just kind of nickel and dime you down the field until we get a 24-yard touchdown to make this a 7-6 game with 5:59 to go in the first quarter. And the extra point is high, but it goes wide right, so our score is going to stay 7-6. DeForest is on top of the Stoughton Vikings here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. And PrepMania is also brought to you by Stoughton Health, as they provide trusted care close to home. They're proud to support all of the area's student athletes and wish them all the best this season. From rehab to ortho care, Stoughton Health provides comfort and convenience locally. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to learn more. So, Dennis, you said it. I got to get ready for those touchdown calls as we're down to literally just inside halfway through the first quarter of this game. We've already got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a 10-play, 80-yard drive, 4:36 off the clock. Capped by that 24-yard touchdown pass from Vinny to Iverson. Vinny shook off the defender on the play, which was Jack Jerome, the linebacker, and found him wide open in the flat, and he just cruised down the sidelines for the easy score. But special teams are important. Missed that extra point, so DeForest still with the lead.
Casey Clamp to do the kicking for Stoughton. Rogala and Morrison back deep for DeForest.
So Stoughton will be kicking off. It's Quam kicking from his 40.
Haven't seen a kickoff return for a touchdown since Verona week 1.
Love to see another one as Morrison has it at his own 10 on the near side. Trying to get to the edge, and he almost broke a tackle at the 27, but then stumbled backwards as there on the coverage. That was Logan Hedstrom for the Vikings on the tackle.
That's where DeForest will begin. First down.
So the Norskis with a first down on the 29 had to just let the fans have their first down. Norskis.
Yes, that's the favorite call here. He wants to make sure the crowd participation is big here.
5:51 to go in the first quarter. Norskis leading 7-6. Mitchell's going to hand it off to Carter up the middle, and he is met in the backfield and brought down for a loss of 1. Beckett Spildy, Spildy there on the stop, the big 6'3", 267-pound defensive tackle.
That's a good play, just one yard on that carry, so it was a nice stop there, plug the hole.
So they will actually give him a yard on that run. 2nd down and 9. They'll go back to Carter. Carter to the right side this time, breaks a tackle at the 30, and then is brought down by a pair of Vikings at the 36. It'll be a 3rd down and medium for DeForest. If you're the Vikings here on this 3rd down, you'd love to try and make this 4th down, force the Norskis here to punt so you can try and go back and get a lead here and not turn this into a track meet if you can avoid it. 3rd down and 4. Mitchell's in the pistol. 2 receivers to his left, no receivers to the right. He's got Carter a yard behind him. Carter's going to get the handoff to the left. Carter has enough for the first down, and he's finally brought down at the 44.
Yeah, Reese Nicious, number 7 on the tackle there. Kind of rode him down like a Bronco.
As Jalen Carter's had back-to-back carries, 3 carries in a row for the Norskis. Last week he had his first 100-yard game on the year. He ran the ball 23 times, 139 yards, got into the end zone one time for the Norskis. First down and 10. Play action. Mitchell has pressure, and he's hit from behind and brought down for a huge sack on the play. The defensive end, Ben Harmon, came around the edge unblocked for his third sack on the year.
Yeah, that was painful. It's one of those you can run, but you can't hide. Harmon had him in his sights from day one.
Probably even heard the left tackle just go, "Look out," as soon as he realized that Harmon got past him. So after the sack, makes a 2nd and 19. Line of scrimmage is at the 35. Norskies fake the screen, then they throw it over to the near side to Glenn. Glenn tried to cut upfield, was only able to pick up 2, makes his 3rd down and 17.
Tough to get behind the chains here. That was just like a penalty. Only you don't get the down back on that sack before. So, 37. So, yeah, just I don't know how many 16-yard plays they have in their playbook.
First down marker is at the Stoughton 47. Line of scrimmage is at the DeForest 37. It'll be a 4-receiver set. Mitchell looking to pass. He's got to scramble out as he had pressure coming. Lobs it deep down the field. He's got Glenn on the near side. 20, 15, 10, and he's shoved out of bounds inside the 10, near the 5. They'll say he was out at the 9-yard line. A huge play from Mitchell to Glenn. I thought Max Mitchell was going to be sacked for a loss on the play, but he was somehow able to get away from the pressure, rolled out to the near side, and had a huge completion to the senior receiver, Anthony Glenn. We have an injury down on the field with 2:48 to go here in the first quarter. There's a Stoughton defender who's down on the field.
That was the player that made the tackle. Looks like 22 for Stoughton. Now that would be Kaysen Spurley.
And he
it was a touchdown-saving tackle on the play.
Yeah, it was. And he was able to get up. This is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, also brought to you by the GRB Academy. Baseball for the serious player. GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Personal lessons are available year-round with over 300 college players and over 150 D1 players. GRB led the way in the Midwest for college recruitment and player development. Visit grbacademy.com for more information. So it'll be a 1st and goal, Norskies at the 9-yard line after that huge completion to Anthony Glenn. Mitchell's going to be in the pistol. Deuces to the left. Now Carter goes into motion, fakes the screen to Carter. Max Mitchell is going to try and turn upfield. He's at the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Norskies. A 9-yard run from the senior quarterback, Max Mitchell.
After completing the 54-yard pass to Glenn, who, by the way, had only 1 catch for 10 yards coming into the game. That was his third. That was his third catch of the night. And little hesitation whether that might have been a little quarterback draw or what Mitchell saw, but little seam there to the right and got just into the end zone.
Ugaldi on to try the extra point. He did hit his first one. And the snap, the ball is down. End over end kick is through and good. 14-6 our score. The Norskies on top of the Vikings. We're going to take a quick break as you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and watching on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube.
big trailers, and big opportunity. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business. With competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities, Stoughton Trailers is an exciting place to grow your career. Join the collaboration, innovation, and dynamic team atmosphere at Stoughton Trailers, with positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity.
Braylon Allen here for Iron Jock Performance Gear and Apparel. You know why Iron Jock says it's what's inside? It's the technology, the 4-way stretch, fit, and feel, the science that is built into the fabric. This isn't any ordinary clothing that you wear 5 times and the fabric breaks down. Iron Jock is tested and proven to kill 99.9% of the bacteria for the lifetime of the gear. It'll feel as new after 75 washes as it did the day you got it. Get yours at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
14-6 with 2:41 to go. The DeForest Norskies on top after a 9-yard Max Mitchell run. Ugaldi's kickoff end over end, and it's going to be touched in the end zone by Hedstrom, so that's a touchback at the high school level. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the 20.
Mitchell has been perfect so far tonight. 6 of 6, 118 yards and a touchdown, and his only carry was a 9-yard run for a touchdown. Can't ask much more out of a quarterback than that, can you?
Dennis, you know that you just put the broadcaster's curse on him. The next time the Norskies have the ball, first play, he'll throw an incompletion now because you had to say that. It's like a perfect game in baseball. You don't say anything. You just let it happen and then see what happens at the end.
No, that just shows what he's been doing over the last few weeks. It hasn't been a fluke.
1st down, Vinny's going to fire to the near side to Shipper, who nearly loses out on a screen. He's got defenders in his face. He's going to be brought down for a huge loss on the play inside the 10. They're going to give him his forward progress at the 10, though. So it's not all bad, but that is a 10-yard loss on 1st down. Makes it 2nd and 20. Some nice easy math for me, Dennis.
Sometimes you just got to go down. It doesn't pay to fight. Go down and live to fight another day, as they say. But yeah, that was a huge defensive play there. They sniffed out a little screen to the left and a loss of 10 on the play.
2nd and 20 now, inside 2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Vinny's going to fire to the near side. He's got a completion to Cooksey. Cooksy's across the 15 before he's brought down. And they'll bring it back to the 15, so a pickup of 5 makes it 3rd and 15. So, Dennis, we saw DeForest on their last drive. They converted on a 3rd down and 17 with a 54-yard pass. As now the Vikings of Stoughton, they've got a 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, I said I don't know if they've got a 16-yard play in their playbook. Well, no, came up with a 54-yarder on that one. Let's go back to that one, Coach.
Vinny on 3rd down. He's got 4 receivers. He'll try and fire deep over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted.
Oh, I thought that was big.
That was 28. Knocked down by number 28, Gavin Vandervelde. So our first punt of the game coming with 1:15 to go. Norskies again lead 14-6 on the Vikings. It'll be Jay Johnson back to kick. So he's going to be standing at his own 1-yard line, and then back to return will be Carter Morrison for the Vikings. And it's a high snap. Jay Johnson tips it down, and it's recovered in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown, DeForest. We've seen a number of high snaps tonight, and there was another one on the punt.
Carson Manthe, 27, is the one that fell on the ball, came out of it. He wasn't giving that one up. He wanted to show it off to everybody. He is pumped.
So it's a fumble in the end zone, recovered by the Norskies for the touchdown. So all of a sudden, we thought this was going to be a track meet back and forth. The Norskies are up 20-6 with 1:07 to go.
That's a -15 yards team rush. And just a fumble recovery in the end zone for Manthe.
Ugaldi again on for this extra point. The Vikings suddenly late trying to run somebody on. They're able to get it before the snap. And the extra point goes straight through the uprights and good. We do have a flag, though. We'll wait to see what this call is.
Manthey, by the way, just he's a special teams player. He's not listed on the two deep on offense or defense. So there's where special teams makes a big difference. Missed extra point on the touchdown for Stoughton, but here on the bad snap, not able to come up with it, and the ball's bouncing around in the end zone, and before it went over the end line for safety, Manthey fell on it. His first career touchdown as a varsity player. I did not see him listed for scoring coming in, so what a big thrill for the junior. You like when guys want to be on special teams. You know, you have a chance just to get some minutes.
Yep.
A lot of coaches will get guys on special teams so they can letter in high school. And hey, now you know a lot of teams are looking at putting their starters in, realize how important it is. But there's a chance for a guy to make a name for himself, and when they see that film on Monday, that's going to look awful good, isn't it?
It is, and you know, I'm glad you mentioned that the idea of getting your starters in. I think a very notable moment for why you want to have your starters and some great athletes out there on special teams. I think on the college football level, there was the kick six of Auburn taking down Alabama with that 108-yard return, I believe it ended up being, off of a missed field goal attempt. Alabama, as talented as they were, they didn't always put their starters out there and put great athletes. Auburn did, and they were able to get a return to win a game. So special teams, you know, a lot of coaches are seeing it as a incredibly important piece of the game, not only for field position, but as well as we're seeing here tonight, points. So I know that'll make our friend and teammate Brad Nortman very happy to hear us talking so highly of special teams. So the penalty ended up going against Stoughton. This is going to move the kick up 15 yards. So the Norskies, they're going to be kicking off from the Stoughton 45.
Well, kickers drilled it already in the end zone twice. So maybe you try to pooch one, maybe a little onside kick.
Stoughton's showing for an onside kick here against Ugalde, who will be the one kicking for the Norskies. Because, I mean, you get it 10 yards. They're only starting at their own 35. But Ugalde will just send this deep through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 20. 1:07 to go, and it's 21-6. Our score, DeForest on top of the Stoughton Vikings. And again, Dennis, this is only the first quarter. We've already got 27 points here in the quarter.
So Stoughton's all 3 possessions on the 20, and DeForest has started on the 35 and the 29. Those extra yards, it's tough to go the length of the field and score in high school.
1st and 10 from the 20. Vinny's going to fire to Johnson on a quick slant to the left. And he's hit by a pair of Norski defenders.
Derek Klein on the tackle.
Also there in the vicinity was the middle linebacker, Jack Jerome, for the Norskies. So it'll be a pickup of 5. Makes it 2nd down and 5. We're down to 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Vinny in the pistol. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. He has Iverson directly behind him. He's going to hand it off to Iverson up the middle. Breaks away from one tackle, but then he's finally stopped. Picks up 3 on 2nd down for 3rd down and 2. We're now down to 20 seconds, and I don't think Stoughton's going to get a playoff as the clock is winding down and the offense looks over to their far sideline for the play. Inside 10 seconds now. And Stoughton in no hurry with a 3rd down and 2 coming up. They won't get the playoff in time, so that'll bring a close to the first quarter of action, where we've seen 27 points scored, 21 of them scored by the DeForest Norskies, who lead 21-6. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second quarter of action here from DMB Community Bank Stadium in DeForest. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and watching it on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
In a world without Mountain Dew, life would be pretty dull. Because when you crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew, you enter a world where the ground rules of life are a little different. So grab yourself a Mountain Dew and get that incomparable blast of neon citrus flavor. Together with Mountain Dew, there's nothing you can't do and almost nothing you won't do to take things to the next level. Hey, the operating rule is pretty simple. If you're not having an outrageously good time, you're not drinking Dew. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
On third down and 3, Vinny's going to roll out, and he'll hit Jay Johnson across the middle for a big gain. Gives a first down to Stoughton as they're now down to the 46.
18 yards on that completion. Keep the drive alive. Move the sticks.
And the Vikings definitely needed that first down after the fumbled snap on the punt attempt that put them down now 21-6 as we're into the second quarter. Another high snap, handoff to Iverson to the right. Iverson has running room. He's across the 40, inside the 30, and shoved out of bounds at the 30. So another big gain for the Vikings. They're into DeForest territory for the second time tonight.
The first quarter, 12 plays, 136 yards offense for DeForest.
Vinny in the offense, quickly back up to the line. This time the handoff to Iverson goes nowhere. As there is a pair of Norskis there on the stop.
Second and 13.
Number 43, Owen Larson, one of the linebackers, was there for a loss of 3 now. So they gave him that extra yard back. That forward progress can always get a little tricky, Dennis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was 78 yards in the first quarter for DeForest, so both teams moving the ball. Just one punt, and that ended up being a touchdown.
Second down and 13. Roll out to the far side. Has a completion to Shipper. And then Shipper's brought down. It's a pickup of 5. It'll be third down and 9 after the completion. And the Vikings, they've been mixing up whether they go hurry up or kind of slowing things down like they are right now to get that play call in, really trying to change up the tempo against this defense for DeForest. It's third down and 8. Line of scrimmage is at the DeForest 28. Ball on the far hash mark, going from left to right are the Vikings. Vinny in the pistol, 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Vinny looking to throw, looks to the left, finally fires to the far sideline. He's got a completion as that's Mason Richter with the grab, and that'll be enough for a first down inside the 20 as he stepped out at the 18. And it's again quickly back up for Stoughton as we're inside 10 minutes to go in the half. Stoughton trails 21-6. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Vinny hands off to Iverson to the left. Iverson cuts upfield, spins away from a tackle, and he's brought down at the 10. So there is a whistle on the play. I didn't see a timeout, and I don't see an injury. The official's talking on the far sideline. Oh, and there is a flag on the play.
Holding call against Stoughton.
And Dennis, I'll be on. I finally see the flag down. It's at the 19 on that far sideline.
Yeah.
I'll just blame it on the fact that number 25, Tucker Grundle was standing in the way, so I wasn't able to.
Blended in.
Yeah, it blended in with the yellow helmet, so I'll just blame it on that. So the holding penalty backs things up for Stoughton. Makes it a first down and 20 at the 27. Ball on the far hash. Another slow snap getting back to Vinny, but Vinny's got a wide open Shipper. Shipper cuts upfield inside the 15. He's brought down at the 13. Sawyer Shipper on the catch. Makes it 2nd and 5. Now Stoughton slows things down a little bit more.
Both quarterbacks doing a great job. Tell you, Vinny's 12 of 15, and as we mentioned before, quarterback for DeForest, Max. It was Max on
Vinny in
Mitchell.
the pistol, and then a whistle before the snap.
Timeout.
And it'll be a timeout DeForest. So head coach Aaron Mack didn't like something he saw. That's his first timeout. So he still has 2 left to go with 9:34 remaining here in the first half. The Norskies leading 21-6, but Stoughton is driving. And stay tuned at halftime as well as after the game, as well afterwards. We have the Stoughton Trailers final haul. We'll get Dennis's final thoughts on the game as well as some scores from around the area, like the score of the game that the Dodgeland Trojans, Riley Yauk, are playing in. I had to look that one up, Riley, so don't feel too bad. But that'll be after the game, the Stoughton Trailers final haul. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business with competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities. Stoughton Trailers is an exciting place to grow your career. Join the collaboration, innovation, and dynamic team atmosphere at Stoughton Trailers, with positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity. 9:34 to go in the first half, 21-6, DeForest on top of Stoughton. Vinny rolls out on 2nd down. He's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. A trio of Norskies there on the stop.
J.P. Hoyer, 52, was the first one that got to him, wrapped him up, and his teammates finished him off. Going backwards here.
You know, speaking of some of the scores around the area, one of the games that I know fans are going to be keeping an eye on, Mount Horeb Barneveld, they're currently up 8-0 on Monona Grove. So that's a big game in the Badger Small Conference.
Yeah, last week Mount Horeb struggled a little bit with Sauk Prairie. They were down 7-6 at halftime, then they pulled away in that one in the second half, 41-7.
3rd down and 14. Ball's at the 21 on the far hash mark. Going from left to right is Stoughton. Quam now in at quarterback. He hands it off to Iverson. Iverson fumbles. It's scooped up by DeForest. DeForest has it at the 25, 30, and out of bounds at the 35. Parker Rogala. Or excuse me, no, that was number 10 Derek Klein. Picked up the fumble. Took the ball all the way back close to midfield. So we've seen 2 huge plays for DeForest, one on special teams and now one on defense. And again, one of the keys to the game, Dennis, was Stoughton needed big plays in this game if they wanted to stay in this one. And so far, both of the big plays have been going the way of the Norskies. They've got a 1st down and 10 at their own 36, going from right to left. Mitchell in the pistol. He'll hand it off to Carter. Carter cuts it upfield. He's at the 40, 45, spinning down to the 46, but we've got a flag on the play. That one coming from behind the play, so I'm going to guess that this is going to be a holding. This is going to bring things back for the Norskies.
Yeah, everything's Norskies right now. Stoughton had that touchdown, and they didn't get the extra point, but you'd say the equalizing score. They matched it. Since then, they've lost a fumble and a bad snap and a punt. And now a fumble on their last 2 possessions. So special teams coming to big play defense, big plays.
It's almost like all 3 phases of the game matter, Dennis.
They do tonight. Sometimes you can win 2 or 3. Rarely, if you win one of them, do you pull it out. You got a great defense, but you got to score, and if your special teams screw up, That's Packers. They've had a lot of special team screw-ups over the years.
After the holding penalty, it'll be 1st and 18 at their own 28. Mitchell to throw. He's got a completion. That's Crawford over the middle. Crawford's brought down at the 40, so a nice gain on 1st down to make up some of the yardage from that penalty. It's down at the 41. Crawford gets his first catch of the season. The 6'2", 180-pound senior wide receiver.
Yep, met his grandfather coming into the press box here. Said, can you say my grandson's name on the air? And I went, he's a starting wide receiver, I hope so. Well, Otis, your grandfather says hi.
Always love when we are able to talk to some of the grandparents before the game or parents. 2nd down and 5. Mitchell will keep it after a fake, but he's going to be brought down for a loss of 1. That was the defensive tackle, Beckett Spildy. They're on another stop. A no gain.
Loss of 1 on the play, 3rd and 6.
And they'll move it actually back a yard.
I'll tell you,
3rd and 6.
All the games we've called, this is one of the clearest announcers we had. You can,
yes.
Everything, enthusiasm for the home team. There should be some if you're at home.
3rd down and 6. Mitchell to throw. He's got a completion to Glenn on the near side. And he's trying to fight forward to get the 1st down. They're going to give him the forward progress, though.
That should be a first down.
That'll be a 1st down. You know, Dennis, I'm not always a big fan of that. He caught the ball and he had the 1st down. But then he started to try and turn upfield. He was trying to move and make a move, and he was behind the 1st down sticks. So, personally, I think that should be
take into account, yeah.
Should only be a pickup of about 4 or 5. But either way, I don't make the rules, so it's going to be a 1st down and 10 at the 46 now. 7 minutes to go in the 1st half. DeForest leading 21-6. Handoff to Carter up the middle. And Carter's able to pick up 4 to the 50. Mason Richter there on the stop for the Vikings.
And that was a tackle with authority. He got him and slammed him to the turf. Yes, if you're going to make a tackle, make it a good one.
2nd and 6. Ball at midfield. Receiver to each side of the formation. Mitchell again is going to hand this one up, this time to Kirchberg. Kirchberg met at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him a yard on the play. So it's 3rd down and 5 now as the Norskis are into Vikings territory. So the Norskis will huddle up for this 3rd down and 5. 6 minutes to go in the 1st half. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left for Mitchell, who's in the pistol. He's got Kirchberg a yard behind him. Some pressure coming. Mitchell is hit in the backfield, brought down. He fumbled, but his lineman was able to fall on it. So the big sack is going to back up DeForest to their own 44.
Kason Solonik, 65, was the one that forced the fumble. And the lineman that fell on it was Rogan Wagner, backup offensive lineman for the Norskis. So right there in a minute.
So Max Aker will be punting with a great punter number 89 for the Norskis. Back to return will be Bo Iverson back to return, and it's a high punt. Bounces at the 25, and then it bounces off a Stoughton player, and it's into the hands of DeForest. There is a flag on the play, but the officials are going to say this is DeForest ball. So a big mistake by Stoughton that time. So we'll have to see what the flag is, but right now it's going to be DeForest ball. The officials talk, trying to figure out exactly where the penalty is, as well as the spot of the ball. And they're taking their time to make sure that they've got the right call. So Stoughton head coach Jason Becker, he's going to talk to his guys over on his far sideline while the officials try to figure this one out. So it was a high punt that Iverson decided to not try and catch or return, and then while blocking, the ball bounced off the back of a Stoughton defender before then it rolled away, and the Norskies were able to fall on it at the 15.
That's when the ball hits, you got to be yelling, fire, fire. But you're looking to get out of the way of the ball. You don't want to get hit by it accidentally. That's what happened.
And this penalty is going to go against
Stoughton. Yeah.
Then I thought the official there, I looked away for a moment. It looked like he was signaling that it was going to stay Stoughton ball. But there's a timeout on the field, so Stoughton takes their first timeout of the half with 5:06 to go in the first half. 21-6 is our score. The Norskies on top of the Stoughton Vikings here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania, and for nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. So, Dennis, I saw you reach into your bag, look for the chart with officials' hand signals.
Yeah, trying to figure out it. I couldn't figure that with what he was.
15-yard line. First down.
It looked like what he did was an illegal motion or illegal formation, but
that'd be a strange one to call well after the play. So either way, it's going to be DeForest ball now at the 15 following the punt that went off the back of a Stoughton coverage man. Low snap, handoff to Carter up the middle. Carter gets through the first line of defenders, and he's spun down at the 10. Pickup of 5 on first down.
On the stop, gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
The Norskies this time are going to huddle up. Again, both teams like to mix up their tempo going between huddle and no huddle. 2nd down and 5. Mitchell in the pistol as he straddles the 15. He brings Grundall into motion from the left side to the right. It's going to be a shovel pass up ahead to the fullback Grundall, and he's inside the 5, brought down at the 4. That'll make it 1st and goal now for the Norskies.
Brought down by Joe Aline.
That's a 1st down and goal for DeForest. Max Mitchell brings the play into his team, trying to make this a 27-6 game. Mitchell will be in the pistol again, receiver to each side of the formation. Carter back in at running back, and it's going to be a quick pass, and it's intercepted in the end zone. But then there's a whistle. So they will say intercepted. I didn't see the defender's knee go down.
That was Casey Quam, I think, number 2 at the pick.
Yeah, that was Quam with the interception. There's an injured Stoughton Viking on the field. And, Dennis, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know this one. If there's an interception in the end zone, you can't take it out at the high school level because Quam's knee never went down.
No, it never went down. Yeah, as soon as he had it, they just blew the whistle. So
that's why I was very confused on that play.
Yeah, one of the different ones from an injury standpoint.
So there's an injured Stoughton Viking down on the field. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout while they attend to the injured player. 21-6 our score, 4:03 to go in the first half. DeForest on top of Stoughton as you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania here on ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Braylon Allen here for Iron Jock Performance Gear and Apparel. You know why Iron Jock says it's what's inside? It's the technology, the 4-way stretch, fit, and feel, the science that is built into the fabric. This isn't any ordinary clothing that you wear 5 times and the fabric breaks down. Iron Jock is tested and proven to kill 99.9% of the bacteria for the lifetime of the gear. It'll feel as new after 75 washes as it did the day you got it. Get yours at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
21-6 our score, 4:03 to go in the first half.
By the way,
we've had
Mitchell has not thrown an incompletion yet today.
Yeah, the ball has yet to hit the ground. I mean,
right, he's 9 of 10, 9 completions, 1 interception. So, say, hey, coach, I didn't throw an incompletion. Yeah, but you threw a pick to the other team in the end zone. Not good. But 9 of 10 for Max Mitchell.
And that was LaShawn Brown, the injured Stoughton Viking. He was able to get up and walk over to the sideline under his own power. So good to see that he is okay. First down and 10 at the 20. Stoughton going from left to right. Vinny's in the pistol, chin high snap, hands it off to Iverson, who takes it to the left side. Iverson started to turn upfield, but he's stopped for only a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah. Carson Manthe, who had the fumble recovery in the end zone for the touchdown earlier. First tackle on defense.
So the Stoughton offense, they've been able to, obviously they moved the ball well on their opening drive, Dennis, but then they've had some moments, but then some just really bad penalties and bad mistakes have really put them into this hole.
3 fumbles. Turnover battle, losing that 3-1.
Vinny in the pistol, single receiver to the top of the formation to his left, trips, bunch to the right. Roll out to the near side, he's going to fire. He's got Shipper at the 30. Shipper trying to break a tackle. He's got enough for the first down before he's shoved out of bounds by a number of Norski defenders. A pickup of 10 for Sawyer Shipper, the 6'2 senior wide receiver. Last year in this game, Sawyer Shipper ran the ball more than he had any receptions. He had 10 carries for 15 yards and then 1 catch for 8 yards.
Yeah, he was a running back last year, and then they moved him, decided with his speed, move him out to the end. He gave up baseball to run track last spring.
First down and 10 for the Vikings, and it's incomplete. He wanted to try and get Richter on a slant over the middle, did Vinny, but he was falling down. The ball just went right through his hands. Makes it second down and 10, line of scrimmage at the 32. Ball's on the right hash mark, or the near side, as the Vikings go from left to right. And the offense for the Vikings looking over to their far sideline to get the hand signals from their coaches. Before they come up to the line, they'll have trips bunch to the left, single receiver to the right for Vinny, who's got Iverson a yard behind him out of the pistol. Vinny, sprint out to the left. Now he's going to fire over to the right. He's got a completion. That's enough for a first down as he hits Chris Cooksey over the middle. Again, the Vikings offense starting to get things moving as they're close to midfield. It's first and 10 inside 3 minutes. They trail 21-6. Vinny with 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. Quick throw to Shipper. Shipper turns it upfield at midfield, and he's inside the 40. It's another first down for the Vikings.
Reception made by Sawyer Shipper.
5 plays, 3rd first down on this drive. Stoughton just slicing right through that DeForest defense now. Big turnover in the end zone, a chance to get a 3-score lead, and now you can get this one back within a touchdown if you get a touchdown in the 2-point conversion.
And, too, they get the ball to start the second half, so they could potentially, on these next 2 drives, try and tie up this game. Vinny wanted to throw deep. He changes his mind. He goes back to the right side. He's got 2 receivers open, but it's too far over the head of Mason Richter and Chris Cooksey, who are the 2 receivers to the right.
They both got behind the defense. 1 maybe, but not 2. So DeForest defense got burned in the secondary on that one, but they got away with it.
And the junior, Drew Vinny, I think he just realized that both of them got open deep, and he got a little too excited and just put too much on that pass. So the incompletion, second down and 10, ball on the far hash mark going from left to right. 2:33 to go in the first half. Vinny, play action. He's got pressure coming, rolling out to the near side, still looking downfield, fires for Johnson, but it's incomplete. Batted away that time by number 15, Carter Morrison, the 6-foot senior cornerback. He's among the state leaders last year, Dennis, in interceptions. He had 8 last year on the year. He was also honorable mention All-State as a corner, and he was first-team All-Conference in the Badger Small.
tell you, Anthony Gutierrez made a nice block there that rescued Vinny. It would look like he was somebody's dinner. Looking for dinner, my man, in the backfield there, but got away with it. Unfortunately, was in
It is late with it being almost 8 o'clock. 3rd down and 10 at the 40. Handoff to Iverson to the right side, trying to cut upfield, but he can't get anywhere. He's stopped for no gain on the play.
Mitchell Anderson with a tackle on that play. Great play.
It's a timeout, Stoughton. They have 1 timeout remaining. 2:15 to go, and it's 4th down and 10. So Dennis, Stoughton Vikings, they're trailing 21-6. Again, 2:15 to go in the first half. If you're head coach Jason Becker, are you going for it here on 4th and 10?
Going for it. If you punt, maybe you can flip the field and pin them in the territory, but they need points on the board right now. They like to come up with some kind of play, extend the drive, and be able to run the clock out and score like we talked about, and then you get the second half kickoff. You can come back and tie this game up. So he's telling the guys, hey, get a hang on the ball security. You've had 3 turnovers. Don't make any mistakes here. But their offense, with the wide receivers they've got, they can pick up 10 yards on this play.
Before we get, we'll have to wait on the legal ID until after this play. Thought we could try and sneak it in there, but we'll have the legal ID here after this 4th down play. 4th and 10 for the Stoughton Vikings. They trail 21-6 to the DeForest Norskis. They're going to have a 4-receiver set, 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Vinny's going to be straddling the 45. Brings Shipper into motion from the right side over the left. Roll out to the left. Vinny fires, and it's too far out of the reach for his intended receiver, Casey Quam. So it's a turnover on downs. DeForest will get the ball back, and we're going to pause 10 seconds for a station ID. 10 for an ID here on ESPN Madison.
This is gold medalist Matt Hamilton, and you're listening to A Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
2:10 to go now. DeForest with the ball at their own 40 with a 1st and 10 following that turnover on downs.
2 timeouts left, too. They can put some more points up on the board here.
Mitchell looking to throw, rolls out to the far side. He's going to fire down the left sideline, and he's got his man on the far sideline, Anthony Glenn. Have yourself a first half Anthony Glenn. He had 1 catch for 10 yards coming into tonight. He's got to be close to 100 yards in this first half. And the Norskis are going to go quickly back up to the line inside 2 minutes, and now we've got a whistle. As Stoughton's going to use their 3rd timeout of the first half. So, Dennis, are you able to quickly get the numbers here on Glenn?
So where are we at now? 1st and 10 on the 21?
Yep, on to the 21. Again, Glenn had a 54-yard catch on a 3rd down and 17 in the first quarter. That set up what was then eventually a 9-yard touchdown run from their quarterback, Max Mitchell.
Yep, guess what? He's over 100.
He's over 100. I knew it. I'm terrible at math, just like Alex Strofe is.
5 for 109 and a touchdown. At 39 yards on that last completion down to the Stoughton 21. And that was the timeout for...
That was the last timeout for Stoughton. Still 2 timeouts remaining for the Norskis. And Dennis, they're inside 2 minutes left. They were really hurrying up to the line with now 1:58 to go here. And you'd almost think that they're within a spot where you almost try and chew up some of the clock to try and not give Stoughton the ball back. The Norskis with a 1st and 10 at the 21, ball on the near hash. Mitchell out of the pistol, waist-high snap, roll out to his left, looking upfield, he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed out of bounds. No gain on the play. Jake Juleseth there on the stop. He's got his 6th tackle on the year, does Juleseth. No gain on the play, still stays at 2nd and 10. 1:52 now on the clock. Only took 6 seconds off.
Perfect opportunity to get up one more score here. Last 4 minutes of the first half, big time here. So for both teams have had a chance to score. Stoughton stopped DeForest last time with a pick in the end zone. We'll see what happens this time.
Mitchell in the pistol, 3 receivers to his right. That's the side he'll roll out to, looking upfield. Now he's going to just run with it as everything was covered. He's shoved out of bounds at the 16.
Gain of 5 on the play brings up 35.
So it's 3rd down and 5 after that 5-yard run. A minute 45 now in the first half.
You got to credit Jalen Carter, the running back, 5'10", 180-pound senior. Nice block there that allowed Mitchell to get the edge, be able to pick up 5 yards, keep this drive moving.
Mitchell will bring the call into his team's huddle as now they break with a 3rd down and 5 line of scrimmage at the 16. Ball's on the far hash mark going from right to left. Mitchell out of the pistol, receiver to each side of the formation. Looks to throw to the right side. The ball's batted at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Make a 4th down and 5. I've seen down on this near sideline, Kyle Ugalde had been warming up, but it doesn't look like they're going to bring out the special teams unit with a 4th down and 5. And a minute 41 to go in the first half with DeForest leading 21-6. Dennis, you don't think just try the field goal attempt, see what your kicker maybe has from this distance?
That'll be a 33-yarder, Dan. No stats available on kicks, but I don't believe he's had a field goal this year.
So 4th and 5, and the Norskies offense will stay out there. Mitchell's going to stay with that 2 receiver set, 1 to each side of the formation. He's got Jalen Carter a yard behind him. Knee-high snap, fires quickly to the right side, close to the 1st down marker. We'll have to see where the spot is. They're going to give him enough for the 1st down, and guess who? Anthony Glenn with another catch. He's now up to 115 yards.
Catch made by Anthony Glenn.
And it's just outside the 10, so we'll have to mark it at the 11. They can pick up a 1st down here, just inside the 1.
It's a minute 20 to go in this first half. Clock is running.
Oops.
So like you said, it's 1st and 10 at the 11. Glenn comes into motion from the right side over to the left. So he'll leave Nolan Powers as the single receiver to the top of the formation. Ball's on the right hash. Handoff to Carter up the middle. He makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage and then fights his way forward down to about the 6-yard line. We're inside a minute to go. 2 timeouts remaining for DeForest. But they'll still have Mitchell bring the call in from the sideline. We're down to 45 seconds. Clock still running. The Norskies in no hurry. The clock keeps running. 2nd and 6. Ball's at the 7. Mitchell again in the pistol. Receiver to each side of the formation. A low snap. Mitchell's going to fire into the end zone, and that's batted away, but there's a flag. He wanted his tight end, Jackson Accardi, but he had a defender all over his back. Still was able to get a hand on it, but it's incomplete.
I think they're going to call pass interference on that one. He was right on his shoulder pads.
So this should be a, well, it depends on where exactly they decide they want to call this.
Yeah, defensive holding maybe.
The officials are all going to conference, see if it was defensive holding or pass interference. You also have to figure out if it was in the end zone or not. And they're going to say it is pass interference.
The penalty in the end zone puts the ball.
So it was in the end zone.
3-yard line.
So that makes the line of scrimmage at the 3 now. So a nice 4-yard gain after the penalty. 25 seconds to go in the first half. DeForest leading 21-6. Mitchell in the pistol. He's got Carter a yard behind him. Brings his tight end in motion from the right side over the left. Mitchell's going to try and keep it. He has to get away from a defender in the backfield. He's brought down for a loss of 2 at the 5. And DeForest will take a timeout. They still have 1 left with 19 seconds to go in the first half. So Dennis, with 19 seconds and a timeout left, we've got a 3rd down and 5 to go. Or excuse me, it'll be a 3rd down and 3. So I'm going to guess that this is 2-down territory. Try and run something here quickly. And then even if it's a 4th down, you just try something to the end zone because the Vikings of Stoughton, they don't have any timeouts left. So
right. I've seen this happen before. Run a play, stop the clock, spike it. No, you can't spike it. You just gave the ball back to them. You wasted it down. I've seen that happen before. This is high school, so you never know what happens with high school kids. Even though one of my memories from state basketball is when a timeout was called, and the kid took the blame for it. The coach had told them, but he still called it. He didn't have it. And the coach tried to take the blame for it, and the kid took the blame for the coach. Never seen such an unselfish play in my life. But that happens out in the field in the heat of battle. That you got to be thinking of all times. It's not a physical game. It's a mental game as well.
Cullen Kirchberg will be in at running back. Mitchell in the pistol. He's got his toes on the 10. Two receivers to the right. Kirchberg goes into motion to be slot right. Empty backfield. Two tight ends to the left side of the formation. That's the side that they're going to look to. It's a completion to Accardi. He's out of bounds at the 4. There's a pickup of a yard. So it's 4th down now, and a couple of subs coming out, and I see number 26, Kyle Ugaldi. The kicker comes out to attempt.
I say they lost a yard on that play. It was marked on the 3. It's marked on the 4 now. So.
Well, but then there was the loss on the run play that brought him back to the 5. So they still ended up losing a yard after the pass interference penalty once it was all said and done.
Oh, sorry.
So
I had the scoreboard before they changed it. I didn't mark the loss.
21-yard field goal attempt from the near hash mark for the right-footed Ugaldi. And the kick is up, and it is good. 24-6 is the score. After Ugaldi put the ball through the uprights on the field goal. 12 seconds left to go here in the first half. 24-6 our score. DeForest on top of Stoughton. And Dennis, what's the message right now from the coaching staff for Stoughton? It looked like this was going to be a back and forth, track meet sort of a game, and then all of a sudden things just got out of hand at the back half of the first quarter here into the second quarter.
Well, it's now a 3-score. That field goal makes it a 3-score game. You get 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions. You're still down. You're still down by 2 points. So, that's a big series right there for Stoughton. They're going to get the ball to start the second half right now. Just don't turn it over here or make a dumb play and give them another chance. And we've seen that happen. I saw with Sauk Prairie in a game earlier this year where they scored 3 times in the last 2 minutes of the first half. It just took the game away from Portage. So now just hang on to the ball. Let's go in and regroup at halftime. We can come out, hopefully score, but you're going to have to tighten the defense up. They have not had an answer for Max Mitchell or Glenn here in the first half.
Hedstrom and Iverson will be back to return, both of them standing at their own 1-yard line. Ugaldi and the Norskis special teams unit break their huddle, and they'll be kicking off from the 40 right to left. The Vikings have 12.6 seconds exactly here in the half. No timeouts, though, remaining. Ugaldi on the approach. It's an end-over-end kick. We have a whistle, though.
Offside.
And it'll be offside. Somebody got going a little too early for the Norskis. So they'll have to back up and try this one again. I can only imagine if you're one of the guys on the special teams unit for DeForest who wasn't getting called for that offsides, you're a little annoyed with your teammate. Like, I just had to run 40 yards downfield for nothing because of you.
A couple of months you might thank him, though, for that one. It's cold out here. You want to run them. You want to run around the field, but right now, no, not so much.
Well, you're also just like, I just want to get into the locker room. It's halftime. Like, come on. Like, let's just everybody stay behind the kicker. So DeForest will try it again, backing up 5 yards to their own 35 now. So that brings Hedstrom and Iverson up to their own 5. Those are the 2 deep for Stoughton. It'll be a squib kick up the middle, bouncing up ahead. Iverson takes it at his own 20. Tries to make a man miss, makes two miss, and then gets to the 25. We have another flag. I think this is going to be a face mask penalty against the Norskis. Iverson was brought down at the 27.
I don't think the officials want to go to halftime yet. They want to keep this half going.
It did take 6 seconds off the clock, so there's 6 seconds left. It is a face mask penalty. That'll move things up 15 yards. The officials mark off the 15-yard penalty. And now if you're Stoughton, you got that extra 15. You're close to midfield. Maybe try and, throw something up. See what sort of an arm your quarterback, Drew Vinny, has. Vinny and the Vikings come out with 6 seconds to go here in the first half. Line of scrimmage at the 41. 1st and 10. 2 receivers to each side of Vinny using the pistol. Vinny rolls out to his right, looking deep. There's a bunch of defenders deep, though, and he'll just lob this out of bounds, and the clock hits 0 on the first half of action. So it's 24-6 at the half. The DeForest Norskis in control, leading the Stoughton Vikings. We're going to send it back to the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, where Riley Yauk will have some scores from around the area and keep everybody updated on as many of the area games as they're able to find scores. Again, 24-6 our score at the half. DeForest leads the Stoughton Vikings. As you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and watching it over on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our team has years of experience, which has prepared us to guide you through your life transitions and help you achieve your financial goals with confidence. We're fiduciaries and will never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. At Canopy, care, confidence, clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Back to school time means time for savings at Metro Kia of Madison. Get in a 2023 Ford Kia Seltos at 5.25 APR financing for 48 months, $4.76 per 1,000 to qualified buyers. There are 30 Seltos on the lot, so hurry in and get one today. Offers end September 31st. Browse our inventory of 103 new vehicles at metrokia.com. Metro Kia, Madison's trusted Kia dealer, home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance on new vehicles.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Bluebird offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, 'cause Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
At Starion Bank, they pride themselves on being a super community bank. Small enough to show they care about you and the communities they serve, while being large enough to make big things happen. With 3 Madison area branches in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona, Starion Bank is here investing in your community while offering valuable personal and business banking services. Start your experience with Starion Bank today by going to starionbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge from Rutledge and Hamilton. Join us live at Nakoma Golf Club on Monday, September 18th, and celebrate our new time slot, moving from 4 to 6 instead of 2 to 4. Nakoma is an exciting 18-hole regulation course located right here in Madison. We're out there with Revive Restoration because they're doing good things in the community with this golf outing, and we're happy to support Revive Restoration. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton live from Nakoma Golf Club for Revive Restoration's golf outing on Monday, September 18th.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen, UW-Madison class of 2002. Join me, Michelle Smallman, and Super Bowl champion Chris Canty every weekday morning from 5 to 9, right here on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand. On Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. I am Riley Yauk here in the Everlight Solar Studios back in Madison. It's time to go around the area and give you a little PrepMania scoreboard update, starting once again in the Badger Large as the Beaver Dam Beavers at half currently lead my beloved Milton Redhawks 7-0. Very defensive-oriented game. Beaver Dam outgained Milton 135 yards to 103. Not too much going on. Their one touchdown came on a Barnes 2-yard touchdown run. Feel free to tune into that on 1430 ESPN. Beaver Dam at half, the Battle of Sun Prairie. The East Cardinals currently leading the West Wolves 27-7. Sun Prairie West scored just before the half was over. And in Watertown, goodness gracious, the 4th-ranked Wanakee Warriors taking it to the Goslings 55-0. Woof. The first quarter took 50 real-time minutes last year. Luckily, it didn't take that long this year. It only took 42. So that gives you a little insight into how badly that game is going if you're a Watertown fan. But moving on to the Badgers Small, currently can't find an update for the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks hosting the Portage Warriors. If you got any insight, feel free to text in 1-800, I believe it's 770-3776 if you have any updates for us on that one. Monona Grove at Mount Horeb Barneveld currently trailing the Vikings 6-14. That game is at halftime. You've heard DeForest currently up 24-6 over the Stoughton Vikings right here on 100.5 ESPN. And in the Badger crossover, the Oregon Panthers currently trailing the Sauk Prairie Eagles 14-7. That game is at half. Sauk Prairie took the lead as time expired going into half. Shout out Eagles there, and thank you to our current play-by-play man, Hunter Vaughn. If you have any updates for the games that I can't get, please text into 844, not 800, 844-770-3776. Would really appreciate it. I'd love to give everyone all of these updates. Then in the Big 8, I actually had this wrong, along with a few other things at the start of the broadcast. But actually, all of the Big 8 games we are covering played yesterday on Thursday. Starting with the one I already updated you on, the Verona Wildcats defeated the Parker Vikings by a score of 20-17. The Craig Cougars defeated Madison La Follette 40-0. Big ol' shutout there down at Monterey Stadium. And then in the battle for Madison, or at least between East and West, Madison West took that one. The Regents defeated the Pergolders 43-16. And finally, Madison Memorial fell at Middleton, or they played host to Middleton, but still lost 31-20 to the Cardinals. In the Capital Conference, the number 1 ranked Columbus Cardinals among small teams by the AP poll They are currently destroying Beloit Turner by a score of 40-0. And Lake Mills, I don't know how I said there weren't any early start games. I don't know how this happened. In the schedule, it was listed as a 7 p.m. start. But the Lake Mills Elcats have already defeated Bigfoot by a score of 40-0. That game is over. Really interesting there. Was shocked once I turned on the stream and the game was ending. They had the handshake line going. It was nuts. But anyways, moving on. Lodi versus Madison Edgewood. The Blue Devils, the third-ranked Blue Devils, might I add, currently up 10-0 at halftime. Then Lakeside Lutheran versus New Glarus Monticello. The Knights of New Glarus Monticello currently lead Lakeside Lutheran 14-0. That game is already into the third quarter, about halfway. And in the Eastern Suburban Conference, I apologize to all you Dodgeland fans out there, your beloved Trojans versus the Cambridge Blue Jays today. Unfortunately, I guess this is fitting, I can't find an update on that as well. So if you're a big Dodgeland or Cambridge fan, feel free to shoot us a text, 844-770-3776, if you have anything for us. And finally, in the Eastern Suburban, number 6th-ranked Marshall, up 28-16 over the Waterloo Pirates at halftime. Both teams undefeated, by the way. And finally, in the Rock Valley Conference, the Monroe Cheesemakers currently up 14-3 at half against the Jefferson Eagles. And I cannot find an update for you with the McFarland Spartans versus the Delavan Darien Comets. Once again, 844-770-3776 if you have anything for us. But since I can't find 3 of the area scores, I'll give you a big top 10 score. The 5th-ranked, this is the large division, by the way, 5th-ranked Muskego is currently up 17-7 on the Mukwonago Indians. That game is also at half. Lots of coverage there. Almost the entirety, it seems, of the Muskego population and the Mukwonago population is there. Really fun game if you're looking for something to watch after we finish up here in DeForest versus Stoughton. And that will do it for me for your PrepMania area scoreboard updates. We're going to send it back to DeForest with Hunter Vaughn and Dennis Semrau. After the break, you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that. And so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in September. That's $500 off per eye. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in September of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wave light price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at saveontlc.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
The hunt for October continues on ESPN Radio. Two teams in the heat of the National League playoff race go head-to-head this weekend in Arizona when the Diamondbacks face the Chicago Cubs.
Saturday on 100.5 ESPN.
Welcome back to DMB Community Bank Stadium. I'm Hunter Vaughn, and alongside me is the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Sumrow. And I want to say thank you to Riley Yauk, as well as our producer tonight, Colin Russo, as Riley was keeping us up to date on all of the area scores here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. And we're also brought to you by UW Credit Union, who's here for every stage of life. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Pop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join. UW Credit Union is proud to support all the area student athletes. Make sure to listen every week to hear who the student athlete of the week is. Dennis, we look at the first half stats for both teams, and I think we have to start with Anthony Glenn, the senior wide receiver, who had 115 yards, I believe it was.
114 in the first half.
114 in the first half, as well as a touchdown. He did have 54 of those on a big third down conversion in the first half. But it's been a great night through the air for these DeForest Norskies.
Yeah, Max Mitchell 12 of 14 with one interception. And he's also rushed for a touchdown. And Glenn 6 for 114. Stoughton, Shipper's got 6 catches for 58. Vinny's had a pretty good night too. He's 13 of 19. And how many yards is that? 151 yards and 1 touchdown. So both quarterbacks, on their way to 300-yard nights possibly, but
it's been
turnovers. That was it.
Yep.
3 lost fumbles, a bad snap, a fumble lost in the end zone on a punt, 2 other fumbles, and 24-6 halftime score. That's why.
And like you said, Dennis, these turnovers, we saw a fumbled snap on a punt at inside their own end zone for the Stoughton Vikings that led to a touchdown that was picked up in the end zone by the Norskies. And then we saw Bo Iverson. He got the ball down to about the 20, and then he fumbled it. That was picked up by the Norskies and brought all the way back to their own 40-yard line, so made it a short field for them. So on top of these fumbles, too, we've seen some great returns and special teams play from the Norskies that have helped give them, if they haven't gotten a score off of it, they've just had short fields, and that's been really easy for this high-powered offense of running back Jalen Carter, tight end Jackson Accardi, their fullback Tucker Grundall, and then we've seen Anthony Glenn just going off in that first half.
Yeah, 2 of the fumbles didn't result in any points, but it kept Stoughton from scoring on the offensive side. They were moving the ball in the first one. What was it, Klein? That first turnover actually set up a punt for DeForest and then fumble again. So you got to take care of the football. That's bottom line for Stoughton tonight. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. They need a drive here. These first 4 minutes, they need to score and to get back in this game. If they don't, and DeForest puts 1 more on the board, we could look ourselves at a running clock. Because once the Norskies smell blood, I'll tell you, and gets that PA announcer fired up, going first down Norskies. Crowd gets into it. Love it. We got a little teenage whistle again, though. This is part of our pregame music, trying to fire up the Norskies. I guess it worked in the first part.
Use
repeat
it to
the playlist, right?
Exactly. Get them fired up for this second half as the Norskies are trying to take this 24-6 lead that they have at the half currently. And propel them to a win not only tonight, but hopefully a win going forward. As again, they're coming into tonight at 1-3, but they're 1-1 in Badger Small Conference play. And we said it before the game that a win for either of these teams could really propel them to getting a strong finish going through the conference season and still get them into the playoffs. And then from there, you know, we see it every year. Anything can happen once you get into these playoff games. You get out away from some of these Madison area teams, and all of a sudden, you know, you might be a road team sitting at that 6th seed line or something like that, but you can just all of a sudden go on a run, and the next thing you know, you're sitting at level 3, level 4 of the playoffs.
2 years ago, Monroe came in as a 5 seed, ended up on the road and got to level 4.
I mean, I talk about it all the time, Dennis. I started out calling high school games up in the Wautoma area, Berlin area, calling the Wautoma Hornets. I saw them back-to-back years. They were a 2 seed. They lost at home to a 7 seed because they got one of these teams. One of them was Columbus that just came in that they don't normally see and caught them by surprise. So anything can happen if you can build momentum here in the middle of September. Ugaldi on the opening half kickoff from right to left. Hedstrom has it at his own 3. He's going to take it over to the left on the left hash mark. Stiff arm at the 12, and he's brought down at the 13. It's going to be a long field to start for the Vikings. Again, they trail 24-6 here at the half. Following the return from Hedstrom, be a 1st and 10 at their own 14. Ball spotted on the far left hash mark as the Vikings go from left to right. Single receiver to the top of the formation, 2 to the right. They fake a screen, and now Vinny is just going to take it himself, and he's hit hard from behind. That's Owen Larson with a huge hit from behind. It's a pickup of 3 on 1st down.
Ouch. That one hurt a little bit.
Yeah, we could hear that one all the way up here in the press box. That was a big hit from Larson. But Vinny just showing some toughness, able to just bounce right back up after the big hit. It's 2nd down and 7 after a gain of only 3. Vinny gets the chest high snap, rolls out, wants to try and throw it deep, pump fakes, and he'll just have to run out of bounds. Maybe picks up 2 yards on the scramble. So they gave him only a yard, 3rd down and 6. The Stoughton Vikings trailing 24-6 as we're starting the 3rd quarter here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. So a big 3rd down coming up early here in the 3rd quarter for the Vikings. They'll have 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Vinny is going to fake the handoff, rolls to the left, fires left, and it's incomplete. He wanted Sawyer Shipper. That's knocked away by Mitchell Anderson, the safety there on the coverage. It's 4th and 6, and the punting unit comes out for the Vikings. Not the way that they wanted to start this 3rd quarter.
No 4 and out, now flipping field. DeForest could get the ball near midfield here to start the 2nd half. Their first possession. They were able to score 3 possessions in a row, actually, with 2 possessions and then off of a dropped punt.
Johnson's punt nearly blocked, bounces at the 47. Morrison's going to pick it up at the 43. There's a bunch of flags that go down. Morrison's run out of bounds at about the 32-33. And the flags now sit at the 40 of Stoughton on the far side. The officials will conference again.
35 yards on that punt. But great return by Morrison. And it's negated by a illegal block.
So the block in the back is back them up to midfield. Makes it 1st and 10 at the 50.
The ball will be placed
So, Dennis, I know the officials have to do this when they mark off penalties, but I always laugh when it's clear the penalty was at the 40 and they still look down and count every yard to make sure that they've got the right number of yards. 1st and 10 at the 50 for the Norskies. Mitchell hands it off to Carter. He cuts over to the right, stumbles forward. He's brought down at the 47. Actually, it'll be the 48, so only a pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8. Norski's working quickly from right to left. Mitchell will be in the pistol. Deuces to his left, no receivers to the right. Carter is directly behind him. It's another handoff to Carter up the middle. Tried to get to the 45, but he's thrown backwards. Pickup of only 2.
Going to see a heavy dose of Carter and I think Mitchell here in the second half. Just you've got the lead, now just milk the clock here.
That was Ben Harmon there on the stop for the Stoughton Vikings. He had that big sack back in the first half as he caught Mitchell from behind. It's 3rd down for the Norskies, 3rd and 6 inside 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Mitchell again in the pistol, 2 receivers to his right, single receiver to the left. Knee-high snap, throws quickly over to the right, and it's nearly intercepted by Shipper, but it's incomplete. Make it 4th and 6.
Intended for Nolan Powers on the play.
So the punter, Max Aker, comes out. We've got back-to-back 3 and outs for both teams. Bo Iverson back to return. So he's standing at his own 7 on the far hash mark. The Norskies having to make a couple of quick subs as they didn't have quite the right personnel for this punt. Aker at his own 39, a high punt or snap that he had to jump up and get. Sidewinding kick bouncing at his own 11, and then touchdown at the 12.
So no return. Stoughton gets the ball.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for the Stoughton Vikings. So the first half starts off, we see back-to-back possessions go for touchdowns, Dennis, and now the second half starts, and it looks like a Big Ten West football game with back-to-back punts.
33 yards on the punt there, and now second possession. Stoughton started on the 14. Now this time the 13. So if you keep exchanging punts, eventually they're going to end up in the end zone.
Vinny's going to hand off to Iverson on 1st down. He makes a man miss in the backfield, spinning away from tackles. Gets brought down at the 20. Pickup of 8. Excuse me, 7. PA announcer, I'm always off by about a yard from him. Need to just wait for him to make the call, Dennis.
It's my job on Saturdays for the press box. But I have always a good spotters for me to tell me what to say.
So really, you're just a parrot when you're up in the press box on Saturdays at Camp Randall.
Wasted away in Camp Randall, in a little Margaritaville.
2nd down and 3. The slant's incomplete off the hands of Jay Johnson. That ball was a little behind him on 2nd down. Makes it 3rd down and 3. 8:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, DeForest leads 24-6.
Yeah, my idol passed away, Jimmy Buffett, a few weeks ago, and of course somebody out there got hats out. It's 5 o'clock somewhere with a parrot right next to it and a margarita glass. I'm like,
Dennis, I'm going to be honest. We've been working together as I've been your video producer and calling games. Had no idea that you were a parrot head all these years.
Big time. Back to the 70s. I go way back with him.
3rd down and 3. Vinny rolling out. He's got pressure coming, and he's going to be spun down for a loss on the play. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack. A huge play for the Norskies defense. Tucker Grundo there on the sack.
He's been nominated for future UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. He's a heck of a player, 3-sport athlete too, by the way, for DeForest, and Coach really speaks highly of him. He's taken on a very big leadership role. I lost a lot of seniors off last year's team, and players like Grundo really needed to step forward this year, and he has.
That sack from Grundle Brings it back to the original line of scrimmage of the 13. Johnson standing on his own goal line to punt. And it's a spinning punt that Morrison drops at his own 45, and the Vikings fall on it at midfield. So a huge turnover. Morrison couldn't hold on to the kick. That was Kason Solonic there to fall on it. So, Dennis, we kept talking about in the first half, the Stoughton Vikings needed that big play, and they weren't getting it. They get a huge play here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the DeForest 49 now.
And now 3-2 in turnovers, 3 for Stoughton, 2 for DeForest there. Had interception in the end zone earlier in the game, but big time for now. That's we punted, now got the ball back in midfield. Now they flip the field, see what they can do with it.
1st and 10 at the 49. Vinny rolls to his right, still rolling, looking upfield. Now he finally throws. He's got Cooksey at the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds. That'll be plenty for a 1st down. So a 20-yard gain to Chris Cooksey, the senior wide receiver.
I've kept him under control for the most part here, but he's been a big play receiver for the Vikings the last couple of weeks. 19 yards on that play.
And Cooksey, was on the season, 14 catches, 340 yards. He had 155 last week and 3 touchdowns. That's a handoff on 1st down to Hedstrom. So the sophomore Logan Hedstrom with the carry. Picks up 6 on 1st down, 7:10 to go in the 3rd. Cooksey, you said he's been the big play wide receiver. The only game he hasn't scored a touchdown in was back in week 2 in a 28-6 win over Wisconsin Rapids. 2nd down and 6, inside 7 minutes to go. Vinny hands off to Iverson. Held on to that ball for a long time.
Almost like he didn't want to give it up. Yeah, like, do I want to keep it? No, do I want to keep give it up.
He and Iverson were playing tug of war with the ball. Iverson's like, no, just give it to me. Let me go.
Boys, that is how fumbles happen. So be careful there.
Pickup of a couple. Makes it 3rd down and 2 at the 22.
Guarantee there's no field goal coming on this drive.
No, the Vikings need points, trailing 24-6. Vinny in the pistol, deuces right, single receiver to the left. Iverson gets the handoff, but he is stopped in the backfield.
76, Tyrese Brown. He wasn't on the roster till this week. And the coach told me, he said, get a roster at pregame. He's not on the one I sent you. I think he's 76. Well, yeah, he's 76, and he just made a big play.
Yeah, number 76, the 5'10", 240-pound defensive lineman with a huge play. Makes it 4th down and 6. A loss of 3 after the handoff to Iverson. Vikings will go with a 4-receiver set. Trips bunch to the right. Single receiver Jay Johnson to the top of the formation to the left. Vinny rolls to the right. He's got pressure coming. He fires. He's got a completion at the 10 to Richter. And they'll actually say it was incomplete through his hands. So it's a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the Norskis.
Nice line pattern coming across the middle. It was right there. They had a 1st down, but you got to hang on to the football.
And that's always the old saying. We've said it multiple times. The ball hits you in the hands. Even if you take some contact, you got to hang on to it if you're a wide receiver. And Richter couldn't that time, so it's a turnover on downs, and it'll be 1st and 10 at their own 26 for the Norskis, leading 24-6 with 5:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mitchell in the pistol, deuces to the right. He's got Carter a yard behind him out of the pistol. As Mitchell's heels are on his own 20. Knee-high snap, hands it off to Carter, who cuts to his right. And then he's met by a trio of Vikings after a pickup of a half a yard on 1st down.
Yeah, looked like Joe Walleen, number 9, one of the captains, leading the pack there.
Pickup of 1, 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. 4 receivers, 2 to each side, stacked with Mitchell in the pistol. Mitchell hands off again to Carter, straight ahead, and he maybe gets another yard. So this run defense on this drive has been great for the Stoughton Vikings, and that was one of their keys to the game, Dennis. They needed to try and control the line of scrimmage. They're doing it so far here on this drive. Couple of substitutions. Carter heads to the bench. So running back Cullen Kirchberg will come out. The junior running back is in for the Norskies. Two receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, Mitchell in the pistol. Mitchell's going to look to pass. He's going to throw it into the flat to Kirchberg. Kirchberg turns upfield at the 30, 35, has enough for the first down before he's finally pushed out of bounds at the 40. It'll be a first down, Norskies.
Chance to get off the field there. One of the problems early in the season was being able to stop the other team on third down, and that was a big one, 3rd and 8. Stoughton couldn't get off the field. Now you're going to run a couple more minutes off the clock. Time is the enemy of the Vikings with that 3-touchdown or 3-score deficit they're facing. And that whistles.
It's a whistle, and it is a timeout. Stoughton, their first timeout of the half. They still have 2 timeouts to go, though. And we're going to take a timeout along with them as you are listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. Stoughton trails DeForest 24-6 with 4:10 left to go right here on ESPN Madison.
Former NFL player and Rose Bowl champion Tarek Saleh here for Carbon World Health. Carbon is much more than just another gym. They offer the best recovery in the area. Some of my favorites include red light therapy and cryotherapy. Improve your athletic performance, fitness and training results, speed up muscle recovery and reduce pain, and boost your mood with these simple and non-invasive treatments. Visit Carbon World Health today and ask for the ESPN Recovery Package. That's Carbon World Health.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 7th. Position players, pitchers, and catchers can showcase their skills for over 40 college coaches scheduled to attend. Registration is open to all players in the 2024 to 27 graduating years, and spots are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign up today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com. Rays Baseball, raise your game.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Coming out of the timeout, it was a handoff to Kirchberg on first down. He picked up 5.
Oh, we have a flag.
There is a flag coming out of the backfield, and that 99.9% of the time, Dennis, I would say it means holding, and it was this time. Pushes the line of scrimmage back to the 30. Makes it a first down and 20. So Mitchell will have 4 receivers now on first down, 3 to his left, single receiver to the right at the top of the formation. Kirchberg comes into motion. We've got a false start. This is going to go against, I believe that was Jackson Accardi. You saw his back leg just flinch as Kirchberg came into motion. So the Norskies, they had 24 points in the first half. They led after one quarter 21-6 in this game, and now they just keep moving backwards on this drive.
Yeah, we had some great offense in that first quarter, thinking it's going to be a good game, and it's broken up now into 5 turnovers and multiple penalties here.
This has been an ugly one so far. So the false start backs them up another 5. It's now first down and 25 at the 25. It's an empty backfield, and there's another flag.
Let's go for the hat trick. 3 in a row.
So that's another false start penalty. So it'll be first down and 30. Line of scrimmage at their own 20 for the Norskies.
They still need a couple more here to match what the Badgers did last year at home when they had, 3 or 4
I don't want to relive that, Dennis.
That was ugly.
3:30 to go in the third quarter, 24-6. Norskies on top. It's an empty backfield out of the pistol. Knee-high snap for Mitchell. He's got pressure right away. Rolls out, lobs a pass deep down the right sideline, and it's intercepted at the 50. Huge play for Reese Nishas, the junior safety, getting the turnover. And now the turnover battle, Dennis, we're tied at 3 each.
Yeah. I love it. It's just Who wants to win? Who wants to score points now? Nobody wants to score points. Turn it over, penalties. Come on, guys. Clean it up here. Time to clean it up. But great opportunity for Stoughton. Get the ball into DeForest territory, just past mid-stripe. And
so this is the second time here in the third quarter that Stoughton's had the ball into DeForest territory. 1st and 10 at the 49. Vinny lobs a pass over to Iverson on the far sideline. Iverson has enough for the first down the sideline inside the 35 before he's shoved out at the 29. So just that quick swing pass to Bo Iverson. Let him use his speed, and he picks up a first down for Stoughton and the Vikings. Vinny in the offense looking over to their left sideline to get the hand signal from the coaches. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Iverson still in at running back. Another swing pass to the left for Iverson. He cuts upfield inside the 25, dragging a defender with him down to the 20. He'll pick up 9 on first down.
2nd and 1.
The senior running back, Bo Iverson, with back-to-back receptions. Makes it 2nd and 1, 2:45 to go, 24-6. DeForest leads Stoughton.
Came into the game with just 2 catches. For 7 yards. He's just doubled it just on those 2 possessions, but he's had a few more this game.
2nd down and 1. Deuces to the right, single receiver to the left. Handoff this time for Iverson. He dances around. He's inside the 10, pulling defenders with him inside the 5, close to the goal line, and they'll say he's down at the 1. Just give it to Bo Iverson again. He's had it 3 times in a row, and he's not quite into the end zone. Hasn't scored since week 1 against Oregon. And it is a handoff to Iverson. He lowers his shoulder. Touchdown, Stoughton. A 1-yard touchdown run for Bo Iverson, and he gets the first score of the second half.
49 yards, 62 seconds. See how quick it was? Now it's down to a 2-score game.
2:13 to go in the third quarter. Stoughton gets their first score since 5:59 left in the first quarter of action. And the extra point is good. 24-13 now our score. The DeForest Norskies still lead the Stoughton Vikings, but they're cutting into the lead. We're going to take a quick timeout. Again, 24-13 our score, 2:13 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and free video on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube.
Back to school time means time for savings at Metro Kia of Madison. Get in a 2023 Ford Kia Seltos at 5.25 APR financing for 48 months, $4.76 per 1,000 to qualified buyers. There are 30 Seltos on the lot, so hurry in and get one today. Offers end September 31st. Browse our inventory of 103 new vehicles at metrokia.com. Metro Kia, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance on new vehicles.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
24-13, 2:13 to go in the third quarter. Stoughton scoring on a 1-yard Bo Iverson touchdown run. Let's try and cut into this lead, and we've finally seen this Stoughton offense get something going. Like I said, since about 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter was the last time they had scored.
Bo Iverson drive, 2 catches for 29 yards, 2 runs for 20.
Parker Rogala, he's got an opening, and then he's cut down hard at the 30. I thought he was going to get a better return out of that, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, it was a defender. That was Kellen Stockstad there on the tackle for the Vikings. So it's a 1st and 10 for DeForest at their own 32.
Had 20 yards on that pickup. Good field position once again for the Norskies.
Mitchell in the shotgun this time. Receiver to each side of the formation. Carter flanking him, and it's a reverse. Powers with it. Powers trying to cut upfield. He's at the 35, the 40, and pushed out of bounds at the 42. So Nolan Powers, the first time we've called his name in this game for the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, number 2 carrying the ball on the reverse, and number 2 Qualm with the tackle.
So now Powers is going to have to get another reception to try and stay true. So far on the season, 6 receptions, 66 yards, 6 carries, 66 yards. So he's got to get some catches to try and stay balanced. It's 1st and 10 inside 2 minutes. It's a screen to Grundle. He's hit at the 40, and he is stopped for a loss of 2 on the play.
Mason Richter, 8, met him right there and stood him up. Teammates finished him off. But we have a flag, of course.
The flag, and Grundle looks like he's cramping up. His teammate Anthony Glenn tries to stretch him out. And like you said, there is also a flag on the play. So as we wait for the official signal.
Personal foul on DeForest.
It is a personal foul on DeForest, and I heard a couple of whistles go in there late. I think one of the linemen was just getting a little too aggressive as he was trying to turn and block upfield. So again, DeForest, we saw this on their last drive. They had a bunch of penalties backing them up. Then they have that interception at midfield and gives it an easy field for the Vikings, and they took it down to score. Tucker Grundle limps off. Again, it looked like he was just cramping up as he had a teammate come over right away and start stretching him out.
15-yard penalty.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, and those leg cramps, you know, I'm not a very athletic guy, Dennis, so I get a cramp if I'm getting up a little too quickly from the couch, but they are no fun at all when all of a sudden out of nowhere you just feel that muscle suddenly tense up on you. We've got another whistle. I didn't see a signal for a timeout. So
officials timeout here for.
Yeah, not sure exactly what's going on, but hey, now they're all set. Following the penalty, it's 3rd down and 26. Line of scrimmage at the DeForest 26. So the first down marker will be at the Stoughton 48. Ball spotted on the near hash mark as the Norskis work from right to left. Be 2 receivers to the left of Mitchell, single receiver to the right. Handoff for Kirchberg up the middle, and he breaks 1 tackle. He's able to get a nice gain up to the 35. Cut into this deficit that they had of a 1st and 26. Or excuse me, that was a 3rd and 26. So, no, they had to just try and make this punt a little bit easier. Max Aker standing at his own 20. And then Bo Iverson back to return for Stoughton at his own 30. Aker nearly has his block. The spiraling punt. Iverson at his own 25, and he is hit right away and brought down by a pair of Norskis. The first one there was Gavin Weigel, the 6'1", 185-pound defensive back there on the tackle. So while the Stoughton offense comes out onto the field, we're going to pause 10 seconds for a station ID. 10 for an ID as you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's 1st and 10 at the 25 with 16 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Stoughton trailing 24-13 to the DeForest Norskis. Vinny in the pistol, 2 receivers to his left, single receiver to the right. Quick pass over to Shipper on the far side. Shipper turns upfield. He's at the 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds close to the first down marker. Some of the DeForest faithful wanted a holding penalty. They probably should have gotten one. Jay Johnson got his hands to the outside, but I didn't see a flag thrown.
And a first down.
So it is a first down with 9 seconds remaining, so it is a first down, no holding penalty call. First and 10 at the 36 now, 9 seconds to go. 24-13, DeForest leads. High snap, taken in by Vinny, and now it's a screen to Shipper to the near side. Shipper turns upfield across the 45, close to another first down. With 0.6 seconds remaining, so they'll give him the first down. The clock does stop until the chains are set. And they started the clock a little early, but it doesn't matter with 0.6 seconds to go. So after 3 quarters of action, it's 24-13. DeForest leading the Stoughton Vikings as Jump Around starts to play here at DMB Community Bank Stadium. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the final quarter of action here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. We're an independent, fee-based firm specializing in customized investment management, tax-aware wealth planning, and personalized client service. We're a steward along your financial journey because you deserve more than a run-of-the-mill experience. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a handoff on first down to Iverson. He has some defenders in the backfield right away, is able to dance forward and get back to the original line of scrimmage, but there is a flag on the play, and the Stoughton offense is backing up. So it looks like this will be a hold against the Vikings.
Holding on Stoughton is the call.
Yes.
So that makes things more difficult now on first down for Stoughton. Again, they trail 24-13. The Vikings do have 2 timeouts left. DeForest has all 3 of theirs remaining. Line of scrimmage now at the 36. Ball on the far right hash mark. Vikings going from right to left. 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left for Vinny. Vinny fires to the near side, and it is incomplete. He wanted his wide receiver, LaShawn Brown, but he couldn't get his hands on it.
Yeah, 22 for DeForest. Cullen Kirchberg was right there, I think. Got a hand on it, but that was pretty contested trying to complete a pass through the eye of a needle.
Second down and 20 following the incompletion. The Vikings looking over to their far sideline. Get the hand signals from their coaching staff. They've got the play now. Vinny and the offense come up to the line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Vinny in the pistol. Chest high snap. Swings it out to Iverson to the right. Iverson makes a man miss at the 40, lowers his shoulder, and carries a defender back close to the original line of scrimmage. So it's third down and 10 coming up for the Vikings. And the chain gang accidentally switched it over to a first down because they did pick up 10 yards between the 2 plays, but it is still a third down and 10. Third down and 10 at the 46. Ball on the right hash mark. High snap for Vinny. Vinny looking to throw deep. Rainbows a pass deep down the far sideline, and it is just out of the reach of his intended receiver. He wanted number 25, Chris Cooksey, that time, but he just couldn't get his hands on it, and it's now fourth down and 10. 10:51 to go in the game. The offense is going to stay out there for the Vikings.
Actually, this is the 5th possession for them in the quarter.
Or the half, you mean?
Just overlapping to it.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah, it started before we switched over.
4th down and 10. Vinny rolling out to his left to this near side, looking to throw. He fires deep down the field. He's got Johnson, and it is incomplete, just out of his reach. There's another turnover on downs. Makes it a 1st and 10 now for the Norskies at the 46. So, Dennis, I understand the idea there for Coach Becker and the Vikings of wanting to go for it on 4th down. It's a 2-possession game. You got to try and get points here. But at the same time, your defense has been playing really well here in the second half. They've so far kept the Norskies off of the scoreboard here in the second half.
Yeah, thinking, if you can punt and maybe you force a turnover deep in their territory, but must have seen a play. And again, they love their wide receivers. They've got some big playability, so they were just hoping somebody could make a play on that one, and they could not.
Mitchell out of the pistol on 1st down. He'll fire quickly to Grundle, who's back in the game, and he is hit right away, but able to pick up 3 yards on 1st down.
Big Joel Seth with that tackle. Just took his legs right out from under him, had nowhere to go.
2nd down and 7 after the pickup of 3 on the quick out route to Tucker Grundle, the senior fullback, but really he's still playing tight end. They play him up on the line a lot.
And more of an H-back role, I guess.
Yeah,
you'd
it's
say.
kind of a formality to call him a fullback, as he'll be slot to the left with 2 other receivers, no receiver to the right of Mitchell, who's in the pistol. Carter now goes into motion over to the left side. They'll swing it out to Carter, and he nearly has it intercepted. The linebacker, LaShawn Brown, went for the hit on Carter. I think if he had turned his head, he might have been able to have a pick 6.
That was a touchdown waiting to happen right there. And how quickly this game could have changed if that would have been returned.
It's 3rd and 7 following that incompletion after the big hit from LaShawn Brown, because they wanted to get Jalen Carter on a swing screen.
Sometimes you get that hit and you're like, you want to make it so bad.
That's why you love linebackers. They love those big hits, but sometimes they forget that they need to get the ball too. Pump fake on 3rd down, deep pass to Powers, and it's 2 yards out of the reach of Nolan Powers. Incomplete. 4th and 7 now, 9:52 to go in the game, and the punter, Max Aker, comes out for the Norskies.
Just 50 seconds off the clock in those 3 plays. So another great stand by the Stoughton defense. It's 3 4 and outs, 3 and outs, and then an interception. So good job by the Norskies.
Low snap on the punt for Aker. Bo Iverson's going to let this one bounce. It takes a Stoughton hop. Started at the 10, but then it ends up rolling back the Norskies' way to the 10. So the Vikings are going to have to try and go 90 yards to make this a 1-score game with 9:38 to go in the ball game. Canopy Wealth Management has a balanced approach to help guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape throughout your family's financial planning journey. They will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward to help achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy Wealth Management, they believe that values matter and strengthen the community. When you work with Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. We've got flags here on 1st down. The defensive line did move for DeForest, and they will say that it is a neutral zone infraction or offsides. There's a extra 5 yards of wiggle room now for the Stoughton offense, as they'll have a 1st down and 5 at the 16.
That was a good punt, 32 yards in that previous play.
Vinny hands off to Iverson to the right. He cuts upfield at the 20. He's close to the 1st down marker. I think they're going to stop him about a yard short.
Iverson, the ball carrier.
No, they'll give him the 1st down. I think he got it by about a half a length of the football, so it's 1st and 10 at the 21. Stoughton able to get a 1st down. 9:28 to go. Stoughton trailing 24-13. Clock is running now that the chains are set. Ball's on the far right hash mark. Vinny in the pistol with his heels on his own 15. He's got two receivers to his left, single receiver to the right. Chest high snap, roll out to the left. Vinny looking down the field. He's got Shipper open, and he drops the pass. Sawyer Shipper had the first down. He was wide open again, but couldn't haul that ball in. He went to try and catch that more at his chest instead of getting his hands out. The ball just bounced off of his shoulder pads, incomplete. Second down and 10 now at the 21.
It's one of those you feel for him. He just knew it. He just looked at his hands like, why did I do that?
Kind of looked at him like, why'd you guys fail me? What did you do wrong?
Feet don't fail me now. Well, hands don't fail me now.
Second down and 10 following the incompletion. Stoughton looking to pass again. Vinny's brought down for a sack, though. There's a pair of Norskis in the backfield. Owen Larson was one of them. That's a big loss on the play. Back to the 15, a loss of 6 now.
Yeah, Volk, number 45. Good job on that one.
It was Volk and Larson there on the sack. The sophomore Volk was the first one to get there. 8:30 now on the clock. Clock is running. So it's third down and 17 at their own 14. Roll out to the right now for Vinny. He stops. He's got pressure coming. He's brought down again for another sack. This time Jack Jerome coming from the backside to get the sack.
Ouch.
Back-to-back sacks with a drop pass that would have gotten the Vikings the first down, but instead they lose yards on back-to-back plays. And with inside 8 minutes to go, they've got a 4th and 25. Jay Johnson is going to be punting from the back of his own end zone. He's able to get it away. Morrison's going to take this at his own 42. Hesitates, now starts to the right. He's got some blockers in front. 35-30, upfield 25-20, and then he is finally brought down inside the 15 at the 12, and the DeForest Norskis are knocking on the door.
That could be the dagger right there. Now, nice punt return. You punch one in here, you make it back a 3-score game. And the way Stoughton defense has been playing well tonight, but the offense just kind of struggling right here. Got 1 score in each half. It looked pretty good on that scoring drive they had. It was only 4 plays thanks to Iverson. But for the most part, it's been not, but don't break for the Norskis.
7:32 to go in the game. Norski's leading 24-13. Ball's on the right hash mark. Mitchell's going to keep it. He's inside the 10. The 5 still moving forward, close to the end zone. They'll mark him down at the 1. Max Mitchell nearly getting into the end zone. Would have been his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. He had 2 of them last week in that 47-35 win over Portage.
Hey, 2 1-yard runs, so let's make it a 3rd one here. Pick up 11 on that play.
Hunter King, the 6'5", 205-pound wide receiver, checking in for the Norskis. He's going to be up close to the line, almost as a tight end. Nolan Powers, the single receiver to the right. Carter is 1 yard behind Mitchell. Mitchell hands it off to Carter, and he goes into the end zone for a 1-yard DeForest Norskis touchdown.
Give it to the senior running back to finish it off. 2 plays, 12 yards, 39 seconds.
6:53 left in the game. The DeForest Norskis now lead 30-13. They try to make it 31-13. There are 2 scores here in the second half, both 1-yard touchdown runs to the end zone to our right as we look at the field here at DMB Community Bank Stadium. First it was Bo Iverson, and then Jalen Carter with the second one. The extra point is good. 31-13 our score. 6:53 left in the game here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. And for nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. So, Dennis, you said it on that big punt return from Morrison, but you think that return and now this score is the dagger in this one?
Yeah, this is it. Three-score game here. So Stoughton's going to have to score, onside kick, score, onside kick. And DeForest not going to let them happen tonight. Opportunistic.
So 6:53 to go, 31-13. The Vikings trailing the DeForest Norskies. We said it in the beginning of the game. This is the last time that these two teams are going to be playing a conference game against each other for a while, as the Norskies are going to be moving from the Badger Small up to the Badger Large Conference, and then Stoughton will be staying in the Badger Small.
Well, considering they've been outscored 112-27 the last 3 years, maybe take a break in this rivalry and graduate some players and bring some new ones in, and maybe it'll change it in a few years. But on the Norskies' home field, this is not going to happen tonight.
Ugaldi's kickoff. Hedstrom's going to take it at his own 5 on the right side. He's got some blockers in front of him at the 20, 25, pushing forward close to the 30, and his progress is stopped at the 29. 6:45 now on the clock, and I expect we're going to see a lot of passing here from the Stoughton Vikings as they at least try to get back into this game, again trailing 31-13.
24 yards on that return, and good field position, 29-yard line. But, yeah, look out for a possible pick 6 coming here. I'm sure DeForest is going to gamble a little bit since they've got that 3-score lead.
Vinny in the pistol, 2 receivers to each side. He's going to throw to Richter to the near side, and he is going to be stopped at the 30, a pickup of 1 on first down.
And Carter Morrison right there in the spot.
So the clock's going to keep running now, inside 6:25 to go. The Vikings still moving quicker than they have been at times in this game as they're back up to the line. There'll be 1 receiver to the right of Vinny, 2 receivers to the left. Vinny straddles his own 25 on 2nd and 9. Fakes the screen, then he's going to dump it off to Iverson to the right. Iverson across the 30 and tripped up and brought down at his own 33.
This is what we call playground time. Just line up at the scrimmage and make up the plays as you go along. You go here, you go there.
It's
little crossing pattern.
The line from any given Sunday. Go to the Buick and turn around.
Yes, that's right.
3rd down and 6. Vinny looking to his right. He's going to throw it right, and some miscommunication. He had Cooksey and Richter over there, but it was not really close to either of them. After the incompletion, it's 4th down and 6 at their own 33 for Stoughton.
Quick 3 and out in 69 seconds. So, well, you figure if you turn it over here, it's another short field for a touchdown. But might not get the ball back. Let's put it that way. DeForest has got to just squeeze every second they can.
So Stoughton probably have every route be at minimum a 7-yard route to try and pick up this 4th down and 6. Ball on the far hash mark. Vinny looking to throw to his right side. He's going to fire it deep down the middle of the field. He's got Cooksey at the 40, 35, still pulling a defender down to the 31. A huge play and completion to the senior wide receiver, Chris Cooksey.
Yeah, Derek Klein, number 10, back there, kind of punched his fist in his hand. Just how did he get that one?
The Vikings quickly back up to the line, 5:20 to go. 31-13, DeForest leads. Vinny will have 2 receivers to his left, single receiver to the right out of the pistol. Iverson a yard behind him. Shin high snap, pressure coming. Vinny trying to look to still throw, scrambles out. He's tripped up from behind. A loss of 3 on the play.
Oh, and Vec 45 got him.
So Vec with another sack. He's got 2 of them here in this fourth quarter. After the sack, second down and 13 at the 34. Ball on the right hash mark or the far side of the field. Vinny, another high snap to him, able to pull it in. Again, has to scramble as he has pressure coming. Throws down. He's got Cooksey again, this time at the 25. So a 9-yard gain.
Now they're picking up the pace here a little bit.
It'll be 3rd down and 4. Ball to 25, spotted on the near hash mark now. 2 receivers to each side. Vinny wants to throw to the near side, and he fires for Johnson. That's incomplete. Carter Morrison there to get a hand in and force the incompletion. 4th down and 4 now. 4:05 to go. Stoughton trailing 31 to 13. The Vikings still have 2 of their timeouts. They used one early in the 3rd quarter. Now with the clock stopped, the Vikings able to look over to the sideline, take their time a little bit more. And the Vikings will choose to use a timeout with 4:05 left to go. Again, the Vikings trailing 31 to 13 here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. It's also brought to you by the GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player. GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Personal lessons are available year-round with over 300 college players and over 150 D1 players. GRB led the way in the Midwest for college recruitment and player development. Visit grbacademy.com for more information. So, Dennis, I'm just going to take a wild guess here and say that the Stoughton Vikings here on 4th down probably going to try and draw something up to their big play receiver, Chris Cooksey, right?
Yeah, either that or Sawyer Shipper. Shipper's actually their go-to guy, but with all the coverage that he gets, Cooksey's the one who's been open the last few weeks.
And I was going to say, I feel like Cooksey's just had the hot hand on this drive. 4th down, 4 receiver set. Vinny rolls to his right. He's going to fire, and he's got a completion that's inside the 20 and good for a 1st down. And, Dennis,
Shipper.
You called it. It was Shipper. I don't know why I doubt you. You're the dean of area high school sports for a reason. But week in and week out, I keep questioning you, and I need to stop doing that. 1st down now at the 19. 3:50 to go. Vinny in the pistol, deuces to the right and left. Vinny's going to lob one into the end zone, throws it up. Johnson comes down. That's Cooksey who comes down with it. Touchdown, Vikings. A 19-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback, Drew Vinny, to Chris Cooksey.
You're right, though. Three catches, 64 yards on that drive. Cooksey was the guy. But when they needed the 4th down, they went to Shipper and then come back to Cooksey. That's a good pair. And Johnson, they haven't even scratched his potential right now. I mean, he's another big play guy. And then we've seen that Richter has been a good go-to guy tonight, too. So, like this passing attack for Stoughton, they just make too many mistakes too early tonight. Dug themselves a hole.
Yeah, they had those fumbles, one of them being on a punt that was in the end zone, so they gave away a free 7 points to the Norskies as the Vikings are going to go for 2, trailing 31 to 19 with 3:39 to go. Vinny in the pistol, 2 receivers to the left. Shipper comes into motion. Vinny looking, lobs it into the end zone. Johnson diving for it, and he catches it. The 2-point conversion is good. 31 to 21 now. Stoughton still trails, but with 3:39 to go, maybe a little life still in the Vikings. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. 31 to 21 our score with 3:39 to go right here on ESPN Madison.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
31-21, 3:39 to go. DeForest trying to hold on to this lead following a 19-yard touchdown pass to Chris Cooksey. DeForest anticipating an onside kick here.
You know what's coming. They got 10 guys up here between the 45 and the 50.
Ort, the only one back. He's standing back at his own 15. Quam to kick, and he'll go to the right side. It's a dribbler that is taken in by the Norskis at their own 46. So the Norskis now, they just got to try and get a couple of first downs, run the ball, stay in bounds with 3:37 to go, leading by 10. So it is still a two-possession game.
Like the fight in the Vikings coming down, moving down the field. 9 plays, 71 yards, 3:06 time of that drive. And the big play guy, 3 catches for 64 yards to Cooksey on that one. But then again, Shipper made the clutch catch, diving, sliding catch to get the first down and extend that drive.
Mitchell in the pistol, receiver to each side, 1st and 10 at his own 46. And then it's a snap that gets away from him, and he'll just have to fall on it at his own 34. So not the direction the Norskis want to go. At least they hung on to the ball, and it does at least keep the clock running. But Stoughton's going to call a timeout. That's their last timeout now with 3:32 to go in the game. So, Dennis, do you like using the timeout here if you're Stoughton at this spot?
I do. They're going to have to use it at some point. They want to be able to stop the clock, and with a 12-yard loss on that play now, should be 2nd and 22 at the 34, or they're going to mark it at 36, actually.
Yep, so 36, 10-yard loss, 2nd and 20
so
now.
20, yeah, when you got that, and DeForest has got to be conservative. You don't want to be putting the ball in the air, stopping the clock. So you're going to try to run some plays. So they hope that they can hold a couple of run plays and then get a punt, come back, score. Another onside kick, though. And they have no timeouts left, like you said. Sometimes you like to have a couple there at the end, but if you got to use them early to burn, to make sure that you're calling the right play, or you're not getting a penalty because you got too many guys on the field or something like that, you got to use them. But right here, I think that's a good call. Keep as much time as possible on that clock. That's the last time they can stop it.
3:32 to go, 31-21 our score. DeForest trying to hang on against the Stoughton Vikings. It's a handoff to Carter up the middle. He's able to work his way ahead up to the 38. So he picks up 2 yards on 2nd down, but more importantly for the DeForest fans, it keeps the clock, or gets the clock moving now.
Yep. And now you stay in the huddle as long as you can.
Yep.
And even when you get to 4th down, if you got to take a delay game penalty to burn the clock, you'll do it. Just time's the enemy for Stoughton.
Even if hypothetically they don't get past, say, the 40 here as they're going from left to right, you're even okay with those 5 yards and giving them the extra.
Yep, just time's the enemy. Time's their friend, and the lack of it, and the enemy for Stoughton. So just want to milk the clock.
2:45 to go. It's another handoff to Carter, this time to the left side, and he's stopped after a pickup of only 1.
Can say the coach's advice was 2 hands, hang on to it. Don't get it stripped, and here's where saw it happen with the Badgers. The ball got knocked out. I still say that wasn't a fumble.
It wasn't a fumble,
upset.
Dennis.
He was
and
down.
I was having a great night, and then you just got to remind me of last Saturday.
But that's what Stoughton's got to
Yep.
do is they've got to try. You're punching the ball. You're doing anything you can, illegal, legal, whatever. You just want the ball. But now they forced a punt.
2 minutes now on the clock. No timeouts for Stoughton as they trailed by 10. They brought the pressure, and it's able to get it away. Iverson takes this at his own 20 on the far side, makes a man miss. 25 makes another miss, and he's finally brought down at the 27. So able to get 7 yards on the return, and there is a flag, though, as it looks like this is going to go against Stoughton and back them up, as they had about 3 guys run into the punter.
Yeah, about 36 yards on that punt. That was a good kickoff, but with the pressure, it's coming back.
So I think there's a conversation about whether or not DeForest wants to accept it, because you do risk the chance of
getting blocked, right?
Yeah,
next time around.
Whether it's getting blocked, or we've seen Bo Iverson make some great plays as a returner, and he could potentially break one off, and all of a sudden you're giving up 6 points.
I decline it here.
Yeah. Head coach Aaron Mack is having a conversation, though, just trying to make sure.
Clarify with the coach.
Yep.
With the kicking.
5-yard running into the
kicker.
That penalty would be declined.
Yeah, it's only a running, so it's not a first down. It's only 5 yards. Then it would still be 4th and 12. So just take the yards and the time off the clock.
1:49 to go. 1st and 10 at their own 28 for Drew, Vinny, and the Stoughton Vikings, trailing 31-21. No timeouts left. So we're just waiting for the officials to make sure that they're set. Ball is close to the far right hash mark, going right to left is Vinny in the offense. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. Chest high snap to Vinny. He's looking to his right. He's going to rainbow a pass deep down the far sideline for Cooksey, and it's too far over his head. Incomplete on 1st down. It was a great job on coverage that time. That was number 10, Derek Klein. Never let Cooksey get behind him. And that's always the number 1 job of a safety. You just, whatever you do, just don't let somebody get behind you.
Keep him in front.
Quickly back up to the line is Stoughton. They'll keep that same 4 receiver set. Vinny to throw. He's got pressure. Has to roll out to his right. Now he throws on the run. He's got Cooksey at the 40, and he's out of bounds. Has enough for the 1st down. A pickup of 12 out to the 40. And that does also stop the clock since he got out of bounds.
And it comes to the DeForest Norski's second key to the game, tackle well in space.
And that time they did. Just had to get the tackle and push him out of bounds. 1:36 now. So Stoughton able to, again, take their time since the clock is stopped and look over to the right sideline to get the play. Vinny has it now, puts his mouth guard in with his left hand as he straddles his own 35 with a 1st and 10. Ball's at the 40. Now he's going to throw, rolls to the right again, pump fakes, throws it, and it's knocked away, incomplete. But the defender got there a little early.
And was that number 8? Looks like Parker Regala.
So Parker Regala will get called for what looks like it'll be a pass interference penalty. But the officials just making sure that they did see what they thought they saw. And it is a penalty on DeForest, so they're giving some free yards to the Stoughton Vikings with 1:30 to go. Trailing by 10, and it'll be a 1st down for Stoughton after the 15-yard penalty. It's a 1st and 10 at the 45.
Hey, make this closer than it was earlier. Hey, this game's not over yet. We got a couple plays that can happen.
45. Vinny looks to throw. He dumps it off to Iverson to his left. Iverson cuts upfield, able to pick up a couple. And the clock keeps running as we're down to 1:20 now. Stoughton quickly trying to get back up to the line. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Vinny in the pistol. Iverson a yard behind him. Vinny looking to throw. Just trying to buy time to his right. Lobs a pass up deep down the field. Jump ball for Johnson. And that's incomplete. It does stop the clock. To make it now a 3rd down and 7. I heard the PA announcer say 2nd and 7, and I had to pause and think about it for a second. I was like, wait, no, we had the one play, the incompletion, the one play, so just needed to make sure that I was remembering that correctly. 1:04 to go. Vinny will again have 2 receivers to each side. A high snap that Vinny has to pull in. Now he steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw over the middle, and that's incomplete. 4th down and 7. A minute to go.
I think he had, Who was out there? LaShawn Brown, number 11. Uh-oh.
Injury timeout for
There's
Drew Vinny.
Drew Vinny is down on the turf. He took his helmet off right away. So while they attend to Drew Vinny and we wait for this 4th down and 7, we're going to step aside and take a 60-second break as you are listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and watching for free on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
How easy is it to use the UW Credit Union mobile app? We've compared it to other everyday tasks with ratings from 1 to 10, 10 being hardest. Sending money to friends on the app, 1. Putting on your shoes, 4. Paying bills on the app, 1. Putting on your kids' shoes. Okay, stop kicking. Okay, ah! That's a 9.
UW Credit Union, here for every you. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
31-21, DeForest is on top of the Stoughton Vikings with 59 seconds left to go. Drew Vinny, on the last play, he was stepping up into the pocket, Dennis, and he just tried to jump while he threw the ball, and we think he maybe, don't want to speculate too much, but I think he just kind of landed awkwardly and then went down on that play.
Left shoe was off, yeah.
Yeah, so he's being helped up now, which is a great sign. And he doesn't have anybody that he's having to lean on while he walks off the sideline to the sideline.
But he is out for this play,
Yep.
4th down play. And see the backup quarterback.
And this will be the backup, Casey Quam. He also plays defensive back, the 6'3", 190-pound junior quarterback. So he's got some good athleticism. We've seen him on a couple of coverage
He was in offense on he had an incomplete pass earlier.
4th down and 7. Here's the ball game for the Stoughton Vikings. 2 receivers to each side of the formation for Quam. Quam gets the snap, drops back, looking. Now he's got to roll to his right, fires it deep down the field, and that is going to be caught but out of bounds, incomplete. So it's a turnover on downs with 51 seconds to go. The DeForest Norskis are going to come away with the 31-21 victory. So, Dennis, the DeForest Norskis now, they're going to move to 2-3 on the year after they just kneel the ball down one time. And, you know, sitting at 2-3 and 2-1 in the Badger Small Conference, you know, you already have that loss to Mount Horeb. But we see Mitchell kneel the ball down. You know, this DeForest team, they're shaping up to turn into a dangerous team if they can just string a couple more wins together here and get themselves into postseason
That'll be a
play.
good game with MG next week. MG's got a pretty good offense. And then Fort Atkinson, Sun Prairie East, not as strong as they have been in the past, but they're still a formidable team. And then they end up at Sauk Prairie week 9. So got a potential here to run the table and finish 6-3 and with a chance for at least a home game in the first round. So they take a knee, and that is the ball game. So congrats to the Norskis in front of a loyal and loud fan base tonight. Very good.
The DeForest Norskis come away with the victory, 31-21 over their rivals, the Stoughton Vikings. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have the Stoughton Trailers final haul with the Dean, Dennis Summerow. As you're listening to Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that, and so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in September. That's $500 off per eye. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in September of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wave light price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at saveontlc.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Take charge of your health today. Join Stoughton Health for a 30-minute well-being screening at the Stoughton Health Community Health and Wellness Center from 7 to 11 a.m. on October 5th, 11th, or 14th. Screenings are $35, and screenings offered include blood pressure, body composition, bone density, cholesterol, blood sugar, functional movement, and more. To schedule your 30-minute appointment, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Then click on Classes and Events. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
I don't care what Jordan Love ends up doing the rest of his career. He could win 3 Super Bowls. He could win MVPs. He will never forget what happened down at Soldier Field. That's what's so special about it, and he deserves it.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by Grassland Dairy, Home and Lindsay Paints, Coors Light, Made to Chill, and American Family Insurance.
The hunt for October continues on ESPN Radio. 2 teams in the heat of the National League playoff race go head-to-head this weekend in Arizona when the Diamondbacks face the Chicago Cubs.
Sunday on 100.5 ESPN.
Josie's on a vacation far away.
31-21, our final score. The DeForest Norskies coming away with the home victory over their rivals, the Stoughton Vikings, as it is now the Stoughton Trailers' final haul here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. And since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business with competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities. Stoughton Trailers is an exciting place to grow your career. Join the collaboration, innovation, and dynamic team atmosphere at Stoughton Trailers, with positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. On behalf of Stoughton Trailers, best of luck to all the participants in today's game. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity. So, Dennis, we talked a little bit about the Norskies of DeForest and the momentum that this game could bring, but now I want to talk about the Stoughton Vikings here on the Stoughton Trailers Final Haul. They've had this back-and-forth season of losing in Week 1 to Oregon, then they win against Wisconsin Rapids, they lose to Monona Grove, last week they beat Fort Atkinson, and now they lose today to the DeForest Norskies. You know, how do they try and get some momentum going and string together some wins, and, you know, what did you see out of this team today?
Well, they're going to have to shore the defense up a little bit. They've been struggling. They were giving up coming in defensively. They were giving up 231 yards rushing. Actually, Stone played pretty good defense the second half. You look at it, it was 24-6 at half. DeForest got the one touchdown in the fourth quarter, and that was off of a short drive. With how many plays do they have to go on that one? That was very short, 4-play, 49-yard. That was the Bo Iverson. That was a Stoughton one? Yeah.
Yeah, the Bo Iverson
Stoughton
run.
one. Yeah, I was going to say for DeForest, it just had one touchdown drive in the second half, and that was in the fourth quarter. And I don't know. Stoughton, it is kind of an enigma. I mean, they've got to show up the defense. They've got a great passing game. Cooksey has really emerged this year as a great receiver. Shipper's a playmaker. They haven't really tapped into Jake Johnson, what he can do. Richter did a good job. They need Cole Sarbacher back. He's kind of the heart and soul. Starting outside linebacker, he's a starting running back. He's missed his third game because he had a broken hand. Hopefully they'll get him back next week. I think he's kind of the X factor there. You know, they talk about the next man in, but when you got guys playing both ways, you know, you're talking not next man, you're talking next men in. And do you have somebody really that can step in that's ready for that? So I think, I really like what Stoughton has done. You know, they came back, they made it a game here, and they tried an onside kick. You know, you don't want to get a running clock. When it was 24-6 in the first half, I'm thinking, this has got some potential for a blowout. But they got a pick in the end zone, stopped a drive there. And then second half, DeForest 3 and out. And then they got it was an interception, and then another 3 and out. So, and then here we go, another punt here to open up in the fourth quarter. And then it was the after the punt, the great punt return. It was just a 2-play drive. It was 12 yards that DeForest had to go for. That was their only offense really in the second half, if you think about it. So it's one of these. We saw that last week with Middleton and Verona. You can't give a good team a 3-touchdown lead. Last week it was 21-0. Verona ended up winning 28-21. Here today it was an 18-point lead in the first half, and it was just too much.
Again, our final score, 31-21, the DeForest Norskies taking down the Stoughton Vikings. Now, on the other side for this DeForest squad, you know, they got out to that great lead early on. Like you said, we thought that this was going to be a runaway game at one point when they had that 24-6 lead. But, you know, next week they go on the road and they've got to go to Monona Grove. That's not an easy game for them to try and get a third straight win.
No, this kind of reminds me of watching the Packers, watching DeForest tonight. How many times did Rodgers have great first halves, and they somehow just did not do much in the second half? They took the foot off the pedal. You got your foot on their throat. You got to close the door. In the first half, Max Mitchell was outstanding, 12 of 14. He had one interception, 161 yards. He was 2 for 7 in the second half for 2 total yards passing. That's all they got.
Wow.
And their one touchdown again was after that, after some the back-to-back sacks on defense, and then you had a punt that was 36 yards, but you returned it 30 yards back to the 12, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow! I mean, Stoughton's been playing well on defense. Now you just let them start in your red zone, and most teams you give them a couple of plays, they can finish that off. So. Stoughton, I think DeForest has got to get that little killer instinct, and Coach Mack will talk about that. He said coming in, the keys were to stop the run. They did a pretty good job there, tackle well in space, and be more physical. I thought they were in the first half, but I thought in the second half, Stoughton took over the line of scrimmage.
And Stoughton at least was able to get back into the game again, losing to the DeForest Norskies 31-21. I'm Hunter Vaughn. I've been here in the booth with the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Summerow, as this is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. Next week, we've got Columbus and Edgewood on the schedule. That'll be a game at Edgewood, over at Breese Stevens Field. So nice short walk over from the office for you and the hall monitor, Jesse Nelson. And want to say thank you to our video producer, Primetime Ryan Woolersheim, running the video for us today in DeForest, as well as then back at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios with Riley Yauk, who will be taking over here to get some final scores from around the area, as well as Colin Russo running the board tonight. And by the way, you can hear Colin Russo along with Brad Nortman and Chris Orr tomorrow morning starting at 9 a.m. for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. I hear, Dennis, that's a pretty well-produced show, by the way.
Yeah. We have to figure out, though, how the lion tamer or you got Orr and you got Nortman going at each other, and there Colin's got to try to keep
Really?
I'll tell you, I love the enthusiasm. I got to hear the post game, and usually when they start the pregame, I'm already in the press box working, but a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. I think we got a good crew pre and post game, so tune in.
You know Colin will be bringing the energy
always.
Tomorrow morning. Get you nice and wide and awake as the Badgers take on Georgia Southern. Again, 31-21 our final score here at DMB Community Bank Stadium. DeForest taking down their rivals, the Stoughton Vikings, here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania. And for nearly 50 years, Zimbrick Honda has provided the Madison area with quality Honda vehicles. The trusted staff of Zimbrick Honda's used car dealership will save you time and reduce your car buying stress by finding the vehicle that matches your style. If you're in the market for a new Honda or a used Honda, visit Zimbrick Honda in Madison today or online at ZimbrickHonda.com. We're going to send it back to the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, where Riley Yauk will get you the final scores from around the area. This has been Zimbrick Honda's presentation of PrepMania on ESPN Madison and on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.